everything at my peak is potential. Elijah, he told me to keep it on simple. Through these instrumentals, I speak to your mental. Red. Back in the booth, rap to the youth, they was lacking the truth. Rap to the seas, they was lacking the roots. Smoked all the trees and they snacking on fruits. Bed, attached to my roof, detached to the roof on the back of the coupe. Back from the future, I'm back in the red and the blue, yeah, I'm back on my snoop. Niggas be biting, they cracking, they tracking, they niggas be capping, they lacking, they put a toe tag on the back of they battle with nukes, I'm attacking, they truth. I wrote these bars in Sumerian text, the legends of Mu, I'm Sumerian sets. It was written in Targaryen text, came to conquer up my various.
Yeah, we got it going on. I bring my niggas together, we transform and become the Voltron. Yeah, we hit it right all our wrong. Hey, yo, we got it going on. Yeah, went through the fire, but it lit up my fuse. I'm blowing up like a bomb. I'll introduce you to God. Back on the mic, was dead on my back, now I'm back on my life. Came back from the future, went back to it twice. When I rose out the grave, they said that dude is Christ. I'ma shine like a star, I'ma twinkle, twinkle as I light up the sky. The whole world was watching on the night I arrived. The Messiah's here, I guess it's finally time. I swear that I hear every prayer that you say. I was there every day, I was still everything.
Chat, what the hell? Whenever they got a pillar at the Vatican. Pope Pablo, where you at?
You either fight or run. Life a game, I feel like I won. Hey, yo, we got it going on. I bring my niggas together, we transform and become the Voltron. We hit it right all our wrong. Hey, yo, we got it going on. Yeah. Went through the fire, but it lit up my fuse. I'm blowing up like a bomb. I'll introduce you to God.
From the quantum shadows, a traveler emerges. Fly Sinet, the multi-dimensional hacker, living his hero's journey. He joins the Pantheon at AI Masters Workshop, November 1st and 2nd. Hosted by 363 Empire, with Red Pillar and Seven Bomar. Tickets, lock yours in, now.
This is the law of mental command. It is the understanding that you are not a victim of your thoughts, but a commander of them.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gods and goddesses, welcome to another episode of Sacrilegious Sundays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. And that song that you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, that is Got It Going On by none other than your good brother, Kambata, and Brother Red Pill. Talk black to me. Let me know how we sound on the audio. Y'all. Let me know. You dig? Getting right to it. All right. We got it going on. We're gonna do an end of the year poll. We got to find out what the song of the year was, and a lot of y'all said y'all like that song. A lot of y'all said that y'all like whatchamacallit, the Facts remix. And then there's other people that's out there pay us in crypto. So we literally get ready for the end of the year wrap up. So we're gonna do the whole jump off, the countdown. They said this is Walmart Snoop. We not Temu Snoop, it's Walmart Snoop tonight, baby. So check this out. Oh yeah, and then Shark Tank is in the running. I'm sorry, Shark Tank is also in the running as well. So we're gonna find out what we doing and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? I went to the store. I think it was Best Buy. And before I got there, I stopped at T-Mobile, and then it was like, yo, you could get a iPhone and the camera is gonna be able. You're gonna be able to use your iPhone camera in replace of your web camera, and you also could use the mic, right? So I went ahead and bought a new iPhone. So I got the 17 and whatnot, and I'm using the microphone, and then I'm gonna start using the camera on it. So y'all let me know if the quality has upgraded, because there is audio upgrades that need to happen. So if we find ourselves with an upgraded audio, when I play it back and I hear it, I'll let you know how I feel. Okay, so Dark Matter Blaster 999, right? I hope that's AI, but based off of his profile pic, he says that this is the Timu Snoop. All right, so we get into the Timu Snoop now. We went from the Walmart to the Timu. I prefer Timu over Walmart, if to be honest with you. But they didn't send my package. You know what I'm talking about? Timu might be based in Harlem. They didn't send my package and shit, but I'm still. It's all good. I whatever they did send me, it's it's all good. Yeah, man. It's believe me, man. If you can't laugh at yourself, then something is wrong, King. You feel me? I am a funny dude. Like I play the dozens. You know what I'm talking about? Like I don't take none of this shit serious. I joke all day. I just hope the people that I be getting at don't take it serious. That's what I just hope. I hope that they don't take it serious, because I'm playing. You know what I'm talking about? I'm having fun up here. You know? Um Man, it's a lot of shit going on. Let's go ahead and do the roll call, and then let's get right into it. You already know I got the clip. I got the clip loaded up. I got it. I need an extendo. You know what I'm talking about? I'm about to call up StreamYard and and find out if I could get an extension on how many videos I could upload, because the limit is 10. And I got a lot more. I gotta reload the clip and keep cooking tonight, because there's so much shit to unload it and to dump into the universe. You know? That 17 camera is wicked. Oh yeah, got an L zoom on it. Okay. I'm gonna see what it do. I'm gonna see what it do. All right, so Portland. What happened out there? Is there a flood going on in Washington? Is that near where you at? I don't know. Talk black to me. North Las Vegas is in the building. You dig? Shout out to the DMV. Shout out to the DMV. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Greensboro in the building. We got Hawaii outside. We got Philly in the building. San Jose is up in this thing. We got Chicagoland and Chicago back to back. Like, shout out to Chicago. You know what I mean? Did y'all see Nick Fuentes? I did put an APB out in case you don't know. I am looking for Nick Fuentes, ladies and gentlemen. If you live in Chicago and you see Nick, run up on him and FaceTime me, please. You know what I'm talking about? I'm looking for Nick. You know what I mean? Riverside, California. 864 Greenville. Tucson, Arizona. Hinesville, Georgia. New York checking in from Dallas. We got Duval. We got Massachusetts in the building. Detroit is in the building. Indiana's in the building. Lansing, Michigan is in the building. Murder at where my niggas from Minnesota to beat up Bobby Shmurda, man? Where y'all at? Y'all in the chat? W's in the chat. Why y'all did that to the guard? What happened with Bobby Shmurda in Minnesota, man? You know what I'm talking about? Providence. Yeah. The word Providence. Right? They had the mass shooting in Providence. Right? Is it Hit Sayu that talked about Providence? The minute I heard the word Providence, I knew what I was looking at. Right? Providence. Mount Rainier in the building. Norwood in the building. Know what I'm talking about? if there's any AI artists that are outside in the building, I want y'all to reach out to me. Yeah, I heard y'all going to the Super Bowl. Man, tuck your chains. Where's the Super Bowl gonna be at this year? It's Chicago, nigga. Yeah, tuck. Ha. Yeah, that ain't Ralph though. London in the building. Big up, big up. Yo, it's a lot of Chicago in the building tonight. What am I viral in Chicago? Did the word get out that Red is looking for Nick Fuentes because he wants to find out if he's really about that life? You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't got no drama with him. I just got some questions. Decatur, where's greater? I might have to come out. I'm gonna fuck around and book myself in Chicago. You know what I'm talking about? I'm grown. I could get my own flight. You know what I mean? I could get my own flight. I might pop up out there and smoke one with y'all. You know, it's a lot of Chicago love. And then we could all go look for Nick together in a Sprinter, playing some Chief Keef and whatnot. You know what I mean? And some Yay. Shout out to Jersey. Shout out to Duval. Shout out to Thailand. Yeah, look out for the guard. I will be making a special appearance out there real soon. Shout out to the Bronx. Shout out to Cali. Shout out to Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to Sanford, Florida. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, y'all gonna be feathered up. We love you too, Chicago. Killian, Texas. I see you, Killian. Super Bowl is in San Francisco. Oh, Lord. Chicago and San Fran. Oh, I might have to go to that. That might be a movie. Look. Hold on. Drum roll, please. Let me read this off. Hey, Marge. Hey, come here. Let me show you. Hey, this nigga on the screen looks like Charleston White's son. You wouldn't believe it. Hey, fire up the meth. I think we got Charleston White's son on. Grand Rapids in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Grand Rapids in the building. He just needs some box. I mean, I might be trying to pull up on Nick because I want to help get him some box. I might be trying to help him evolve as a man. Who knows what I'm gonna tell Nick when I see him? Yeah, Nick Fuentes. Pause. Nigga says Charlotte in the building. Yo, Copper Moon got a lot of work ahead of herself when she pull up tonight, man. Copper Moon got a lot of work ahead of herself. I'm gonna need y'all to send her buy me a coffee when it's all said and done, because she gotta come up in this bitch with the broom and clean up. You know what I'm talking about? Cleveland, Ohio in the building. All right. We got the DMV from Lafayette. All right. So yeah, let's get to it, man. Charlotte in the building. All right. Flint, Michigan in the building. All right. Shout out to Flint. Shout out to Charlotte. It's a lot of Charlotte love too. Milwaukee in the building. I get a lot of Charlotte love. Udo. You said keep the box away from Nick. LOL. Oh man. I think he alert. Like, if we want to get rid of Nick, just get him some box. That's my whole my strategy. I think the box will neutralize him and he might just disappear. He's a Nick Fuentes is a golem. The box is the there's some people, they be acting like, I think the whole insert, I think box is like kryptonite to certain I think test tube children or certain type of people. You got to really look into that. Tacoma, Kansas City, Nashville, Tennessee, Kentucky, Tempe, Arizona. We got Kentucky in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Kentucky in the building. What's up with these back-to-backs? It's a lot of back-to-backs tonight. If y'all in the same city, this shit feel like Hollywood Squares. If y'all are in the same city, y'all need to reach out to one another. And y'all are KT aliens, man. Yes. Not no ordinary box either. He's getting a sexy red, bro. Yeah, he's getting some hoochie coochie, nigga. He not getting no regular degular. I need to pull up on Nick Fuentes and go get him some hoochie coochie, nigga, so he could stop acting the way that he's acting on the internet. Okay? That's a big distraction this year. You know? That's a big distraction this year. He needs some hoochie coochie. He needs some some St. Louis type shit. Where's St. Louis in the building? Oh, they're not here yet. Yeah, so we could talk about. Yeah, he needs some St. Louis hoochie coochie. Straighten his ass out. You know what I'm talking about? You straighten his ass out. Put him on a leash or something. I'm tired of these incels. They taking up space. He needs some Sukiana. You know what I'm talking about? He needs some Sukiana. They know what to do with incels like Nick. They would keep Nick, the same person that tamed the same way that they tamed Candace. Yeah, one of the sisters got to tame Nick. You know what I'm talking about? God damn it. I figured some shit out this year. You dig? It's a little bit of cheat codes going on. I'm going to keep some things to myself, but I'm figuring out some things. I'm looking at the dynamics, and the numbers don't lie. You know? The numbers don't lie. And my spirit tells me somebody's stupid. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the presentation tonight. Now, tonight's presentation is probably going to be, I was going to do Silence of the Lambs, but I'm going to move that to another day. Today is a continuation of yesterday. This is WWE presents America Kirk Part 2, right? Because we got more shit on America Kirk, y'all. Before we get into her, do you want me to get into the hip hop shit? Because I'm getting into the Great Fall. We're gonna talk about shit hop and how that's fallen completely apart in front of everyone's eyes. You want me to do that afterwards, or do you want me to get into Erica? Right? You want me to get into Erica right now or after the hip hop shit? You let me know. All right, so the shit hop first. Thank you. Okay, let's get into it. One of the first stories that I would love to cover, and this brings me so much joy. You have no idea the amount of joy that is on my heart because I was able to wake up and witness this. But yeah, let's set it off, and let's start it off with the, I would say, the Great Reckoning. This is another one of those moments where people are just having a reckoning and whatnot. So let's set it off. The fall, the Great Fall, mind you, part 15. Shit hop in the toilet.
All the major media outlets. Look at all the major media outlets, man. All of them. Look at all of them. They all got to fold up because they all trying to renew their deals, their licenses. They all, well, in this particular situation, we'll get into more specifics another time. Bro's a casino owner. You know those 3 licenses that they got here in New York City for the casinos?
Let me preface this video because people might be like, who the hell is this? Okay. This man right here is called Old Man Ebro. Okay. He is a villain in New York City hip hop politics and radio politics. This man who comes from the West Coast, right, came into New York City many, many moons ago, and he entered into the scene as a PD. How many people know what a PD is? Right? He's been demoted to a personality, right? Because he thinks that he elevated himself as a personality, but you don't go from program director into a radio host. That's going backwards. Okay. This was the program director that was responsible for changing the entire sound of New York City radio, ladies and gentlemen. The wackification of the watering down of the New York sound was officiated by this man right here. Program director, not a DJ, not a personality, not a fucking somebody that they know. The program director, the one who was in charge of the sound at Hot 97. This is before they took over with 105. The reason why 105 took over, right? The reason why 105 took over is because Hot 97, which used to be the home of hip hop, which was launched the careers of the legends, right? It launched the careers of the legends, but something precarious took place in 93 when Bill Clinton signed the Telecommunications Act and whatnot. No, I believe it was 96, right before Big died, right? They signed this Telecommunications Act that opened the act and whatnot, and it gave these conglomerates, like iHeartRadio and all of these other people, to come in and start swallowing up the smaller stations, and then they were able to dictate the sound. They bring these clowns, these corporate clowns, into the fold and into the mix, and they are the ones who deliberately destroy a very rich, at that point. Keep in mind, Hot 97 bans Wu-Tang for 10 years, right? Hot 97 bans Wu-Tang for 10 years off of the station, okay? Because of the discrepancy that they had at the Summer Jam, where they had a run-in with who? Sean Combs. They had a run-in with Sean Combs at the Summer Jam, and they chose Bad Boys and Sean Combs over Wu-Tang, right? Because of something that Old Dirty Bastard did. And this was at the height of Wu-Tang, right? So the war against conscious music, the war against the sound that Nas was famous for and whatnot. Because remember, even when Nas fell out with Jay-Z and they had that beef at Ether and whatnot, this is in 01, he's also like, yo, the radio stations shitted on us. They turned their backs on us and favored, first it was the Puffy, the Benjamins, the Sean Combs Bad Boys era, and then right after that, after Big gets knocked off, and then he becomes Puffy becomes a rapper, then you have the Rockefeller era, right? With Jay-Z and them coming with the whole thing about they pick up on the energy that Diddy kind of was helping to fashion Biggie to get into, like the Willie, the Kingpin, Frank White aura, the Frank White persona, because Biggie more so was a rapper who was rapping about a lot of dark shit, right? His original group was 666. He was a dark, more of a dark rapper, similar to like how Redman and like horrorcore. You know, they had horrorcore with Fruquan and the Grave Diggers. You know, he was doing that type of horrorcore shit. That was Biggie things. That's why in some of his earlier freestyles, he's saying a lot of suspect, crazy shit, because that is around his era where you see him in the very dingy hoodies. Tim's is leaning. He got hamburger meat in the back of his neck. He's just Fat Chris. He's not a fucking kingpin. He's not Frank White. He's rapping his ass off, though. He's rapping. Puffy comes, and they emulate the style that Pac was entertaining with rocking Italian. They didn't even call it designer back then. Yeah. It's sort of like Brother Lynch hung horrorcore, but not that dark. You know what I mean? But you had an era in New York rap where like 91, 92 and whatnot, where a lot of the artists were going very dark. You know what I mean? They were just going real, like it's almost like a mixture of dark death metal and hip hop type shit. You know what I mean? The freestyles were just going a little overboard. Jay-Z and all of them, even with Raekwon with the purple tape and that rise with the Wu Gambinos, and then Jay-Z coming in with this, not the drug dealer, the Big Willie persona. It's not a drug dealer, it's not a hand-in-hand nigga. You're elevated. You're a Big Willie. You the boss. You like the nigga and what's that shit from Baltimore? Stringer Bell. You're like Stringer Bell. You're the boss, right? So as they do all of this, you don't hear no more De La Soul. You don't hear no more quote unquote Guru and DJ Premier. You're not hearing that. That music is getting phased the fuck out. They pushing all of that to Japan and China and out the States, right? You got people like Lyre Cohen, who's literally saying at the label, I don't ever bring none of that head rap, God body, the black man is God. Don't bring none of that shit around me, because who is he? Now that we know who his people, how they have they have this quote unquote bloodthirst for the messiahs, the black messiahs, that is, because they have been tasked to watch and to surveil and to report any messiah that rises up in our community. The JEWS people are tasked to be the lookers. They're the doctors, they're the lawyers, they're the social workers, they're the therapists. They know they're watching you, though, right? Remember, a doctor is an agent of the state who is charged with the body. The doctors have the third cause of death is through the hands of the doctors. Those are the cops of the body. And then you have policy officers who are more about upholding the quote unquote mandates of that UCC. Yeah, they're under oath. What are you talking about? And then, like those are the cops of the body. That's why black women get it in the hospital and black men get it through the hands of their sons or the hands of the authorities who deal with Ogun, who deals with the steel and whatnot. That would be like the popo, the military aspect, that level of might. But they take the women down in the hospital. And those people in those white coats are the police. Those are cops. And you saw that when they started knocking off everybody in 2020 for about 3 years. And still smiling in your face and still acting like they have authority, and they still act like they have sovereignty over your body. And actually, Nick Fuentes, he went viral in the beginning of this year. Right after Donald Trump won, it was Nick Fuentes who said, your body, our choice. That's Nick Fuentes, the self-affirmed incel who's a virgin who never even tasted the nectar of life. Yeah, I'm talking about. He never bathed in the juices of Venus, nigga. And he created a firestorm on the internet of what? Reactionaries. You know the white boys feed on that, right? You know that that's a food source, right? You know that he's an edgelord when he says that, right? You know that you make him more powerful when people just react to stupid shit like that. Like, this is what they do. They now he's saying nigga, right? So they just keep pushing the envelope a little bit further to get your reaction. They not only are they monetizing, they're taking that energy and they're transmuting that energy and they're using that for all type of shit. But let's get back to Ebro. So Ebro is one of the main characters. He's one of the main players in the downfall of Hip Hop Incorporation. But he is one of their main patsies. He is the Drake of the radio stations. Please believe me, this nigga is the Aubrey Graham of radio. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him put on like he's supposed to be about some type of whatever. This nigga is not he's not welcome in the city like that. He don't have no wave in New York. I don't want, because people be pretending on the internet, and I don't know how people perceive shit, but Peter Rosenberg has been protected by the means of old man Ebro. That protection is soon to be gone. And just to show you how much of a lame this dude is, they took his ass off the morning show and gave it to Funkmaster motherfucking Flex. Come on now. Funkmaster Flex in the morning? What? You mean the nigga that got a BBL on his stomach? Nah, not Funkmaster Flex who plays clubs at night. Not Funkmaster Flex have been playing the same songs for 20 years. Not him. Not Sir. Not Son of him. Not Boy. Nah. You're shitting me. You dead ass? You mean Son that was wearing the lugs? Oh man, y'all in trouble, New York. So they remove one lane with another lane. They just making the mornings lamer and whatnot. And niggas worry about why New York is empty these days. So let's listen to what he's saying, because this thing, he's trying to nigga explain why he don't have a show. And he's like, yeah, you know, because the dude who owned the casino, you know, he owned. No, nigga. No. They took your ass off the air because you out of air. What are you talking about? What do you mean?
They all got to fold up because they all trying to renew their deals, their licenses. They all, well, in this particular situation, we'll get into more specifics another time. Bro's a casino owner. You know those 3 licenses that they got here in New York City for the casinos? The guy that owns the shit owns one of the casinos licenses. He got to raise $500,000, bro. $500 million, excuse me. They need my shit talking anti-Netanyahu, anti-government, progressive shit out the way, bro. They need me out the way. They trying to get to these bags that these VCs got, raise some capital. They don't really care, like, especially for like a Hot 97 and a WBLS.
Does this nigga got a joint in his mouth? Yo, get this nigga a podcast. He said he got a joint.
They don't give a fuck about hip hop or black music or black community. No. I don't give a fuck about none of that. They give a fuck about access.
Yo, this is my thing about 2025. It's the coonery psychosis for me. It's the worst thing that ever happened. You damn right, Governor DeSantis. Get that woke shit out of here. The worst thing that ever happened in the world was the woke shit. The black Twitter morphed into the shit that they call woke. Woke is a fucking bridge, man. Woke is a homeless shelter. Woke is a goddamn nuclear plant that some of these, this is a haven. Woke is a rest haven. Every coon, every Steven that gets kicked out of the porch, gets kicked out the house off the porch like Jazz in the beginning of Fresh Prince, nigga. They always pull the same card. They always pull the same card, bro, about, oh, I was too progressive. Yeah, maybe because I was fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. The black man is gone. Like, do you know how long they've been doing this? I don't think y'all understand. Talk to your peoples. They was doing this shit in like the 40s. Like the woke starter pack. I'm so tired of these niggas. Oh my goodness. There's nobody worse on this planet than a woke nigga. Playing both sides. Code switching. Now you know the way that he talk in that truck right there is not the way that he talk around them people. I promise you. I'm gonna find the audio and I need to, I need to hear his other voice. I want to hear Ebro's other voice. Where's his Jewish voice at?
They give a fuck about being able to bring their little nerdy friends to the concerts because that helps them raise money. They've been trying to get to me for years, bro. Years.
Yo, this is classic, bro. Listen to this.
They don't really care, like, especially for like a Hot 97 and a WBLS. They don't give a fuck about hip hop or black music or black community. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They give a fuck about access. They give a fuck about being able to bring their little nerdy friends to the concerts because that helps them raise money. They've been trying to get to me for years, bro. Years. But,
fuck out of here, bro. Get your ass, ugly ass boy. Get your pack him up, man. Get him up to get, nigga. Oh my goodness. Man, you have no idea the level of joy in my body right now. All of the chickens got to come home to roost. Nigga, this is the reckoning. You want to talk about the great fall? It's falling, nigga. This is the Diddy effect. This is the Diddy effect. You know what I'm saying? This is the Diddy effect, bro. Watch Ebro join Joe Budden show next week or something. You know what I'm saying? Watch that nigga join the Joe Budden podcast or something. But look, check this shit out.
FBI murder Fred Hampton because J. Edgar Hoover said the Black Panther Party represents the greatest threat to the internal security of the United States. Fred Hampton was a prominent leader of the Black Panther Party who was attracting a lot of people, not just black people, other people as well, Latinos, white people, Native Americans. He was becoming a figure out there who was boldly saying, by the way, that movie they did about him is not the real picture of Fred Hampton, just to be clear. But he was out there saying, I am a revolutionary, and getting crowds of people to say, I am a revolutionary. Well, that's enough democracy right now. You're dead. We're going to go into your apartment in the middle of the night, 2 or 3 in the morning or whatever, and we're going to shoot you in your bed and then shoot you again to make sure you're dead. And then say that it's your fault. Lie about what happened, that, you started this gunfight and all these heroic FBI agents and Chicago pigs and whatever had to defend themselves, which was proven to be a lie, just like they did in Attica. The prisoners rose up in Attica heroically, uniting across lines.
So it's situations like this. It's truths like this that we say stop playing in our face and stop playing with us. because the stakes are high where we at. So all of that cosplaying that these niggas are out here doing, I'm talking about from every walk of life, playing with this shit, trying to wear the uniform, trying to talk the talk, but don't walk the walk, getting in our way, playing us. Man, this shit is serious. This shit is serious. Whatever they were doing back in Fred Hampton's day, they're doing 10 times that right now. Whatever they were doing to neutralize people, they still neutralizing them. It's just that you might not realize the level of neutralizing that they're doing and how they're doing it. But let's continue with this, because we need to understand the fear of the Black Messiah, why these people are falling and whatnot, why the retribution is going to be so severe. They have gotten in the way of the messianic ones. They have taken out Black Messiahs. They have done the biddings of these quote unquote 3-letter agencies. I'm looking at all of the quote unquote deaths of the messianic ones as super suspect. As super suspect. How is it that so many artists who would have meant so much to our community all got clipped on the way up? They all got clipped on the way up. None of them got clipped on the top of the mountain. Like, imagine what Nipsey would have evolved into if he did not get clipped and he kept going up, right? Just imagine what he would have evolved into. Just give him about 2 more years if he would have stayed on that path. It would have been dangerous. It would have been dangerous. And he would have been in the 2020 cycle. He would have been able to give people priceless information. Yes, he would have been a crypto whale. He would have been a whale. He would have been sitting on thousands upon thousands of Bitcoins. He would have been encouraging the dope boys instead of going out every night. They do it. They was doing it before he got unalive, and they resumed doing it maybe 3 days after that, spending millions of dollars just to do some folly, right? Niggas is at follies, participating in folly. How did that $10,000 investment work out for you that you threw in singles and whatnot? What's the return on the $1 million that you spent in Atlanta at the titty bar, fam, brother? What's the return on that? What's the ROI? Because I need to know. These girls are walking around Atlanta looking like ducks with duck faces and bad bodies, right? Not bad bunnies, nigga, bad bodies. So all of the money that they throw in the strip club, what is it creating? What is it manifesting? What the fuck is the investment about? Like, what's the business plan? And that's everywhere. But it really, the Petri dish was Atlanta. It got cultured in Atlanta through the BMF era and whatnot. And then it spread out. All of that waste of money. Every night, bottle section. How is that working out? Every night, 300% markup on bottles. How is that working? Every night, people in a gambling spot throwing away. How is that working? All of this frivolous spending that our people willingly do on a daily basis, everywhere. And people want to wonder why the predicament is what it is and why niggas is like, I feel like I'm cursed. You damn right you cursed, Charlie Curse. You damn right niggas is cursed. Somebody got to stop you niggas. You damn right.
Lines, divisions that are very hard to overcome, just like the prisoners in Alabama are doing now. They united Puerto Rican and other Latino, Black, Native American, and white prisoners. They took guards hostage, but they were very careful not to harm the guards, because they, for one reason, they knew that then that would make it much easier to go after them.
This is the Attica riots. Go and please look that up. Do the research on the Attica riots. You know what I'm saying?
So they were very careful about that. And then what happened? The great, mainstream Republican, sort of liberal Republican, Nelson Rockefeller, who's a governor, part of the Rockefeller family of exploiters. sent in the police, the state police, and they went in and they murdered not only dozens of prisoners, but the guards as well, and then tried to claim the prisoners had cut the throat of the guards, which was also disproven. This is the exercise of the actual democracy of this country, which means it's essential dictatorship over people. And whenever they rise up, or whenever, Fred Hampton, I think he first went to jail because he took some ice cream off an ice cream truck and passed it out to the kids in the neighborhood in the middle of summer, and that's how they first got him in jail. And then he was out, on jail, and that's when they murdered him. He wasn't even saying, I'm going to mobilize an army to overthrow this system tomorrow. He was just talking about revolution, and that was recognized as enough of a threat that the facade of democracy, the sham of democracy, fell to the ground, and the naked fist of dictatorship came out and murdered him, just like it did the prisoners in Attica. And you can even go back in the history of this country when people went on strike before the unions were so powerful, and they would murder dozens of people striking, and back in the end of the 19th and into the 20th century. So, this is the actual relations of power in the society. It's a dictatorship over those who are exploited and oppressed.
Chairman Fred.
Let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.
So I bring that up, right? I bring that up because I need to remind the family out there how high the stakes is. So let's fast forward. That's back in the 60s. That's December 1st, December 4th, the same day that Jay-Z was born is the same day that Fred Hampton was assassinated, right? So fast forward 50 some odd years later, this guy.
One of the most dangerous men alive. Alex Karp is the CEO of Palantir, a company that builds AI-powered kill technology. Here are some of the things you definitely need to know, starting from least to most concerning. First, they built something called the digital kill chain. This is essentially custom AI software designed to track and kill hostile targets. But what gets really interesting is what they are building today, software that determines who might be a future threat before anything happens at all. Now, Palestine has been a playground for them over the past few years. Their opportunity to deploy and perfect all their kill tech against mostly innocent civilians and children. They just confirmed their involvement in the terrorist attack you might remember, where hundreds of pagers exploded, killing and injuring so many innocent civilians. And today, the people in Gaza are living in a dystopian world where AI-powered drones are constantly stalking them and killing them if they're determined threats. Last week, an innocent grandmother was walking, being stalked by one of these drones, and was ultimately shot down because it automatically determined that she seemed like a threat. In case you think their work doesn't affect you, let's wrap with a fact that you will definitely find concerning. Everyone's current favorite, ICE, targeting US citizens and immigrants alike, is powered by Palantir. In case you missed it, earlier in the year, Trump tasked Palantir with creating a master database on every US citizen. Palantir now has access to ICE, the IRS, HHS, and more. Heck, if you even have an Oura ring, they have access to your health data. The goal is to categorize the people in America as potential threats based off of your name, your race, your religion, and especially anything that you post on social media. If you've ever disagreed with the Trump administration or anything happening abroad, you will be bucketed into a category. Now, I'm on a mission to push back in any way I can. I'm the founder of Interval, a news platform designed to highlight the censored and suppressed headlines that we know we are not getting. If you're interested in the mission, hop over to interval.news, but also follow along here on TikTok, Instagram, where I'll continue to shed light on all the ways your view of the world is being censored and manipulated today. I'll catch you in the next one.
So when I say the stakes are high, that's what I mean. And I mean more of it too. But, people need to stop playing and realize that this is not a game. And also, for the people that are out here cosplaying, this is not a walk for the weary. And also, this walk that's being walked, it needs to be respected a lot more, and it needs to be treated with a lot more reverence, because it's literally life or death to teach people the motherfucking truth about teach people about the truth about what's going on in this world that we live in. And I don't see too many people replicating that. Everybody want to be a barber, you know what I mean? But nobody, you can't just, you gotta be, it gotta be in you and not on you. I don't know if y'all been keeping the score, or I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but how many people are still in the race? This is not, you got to have strong legs to be in this race. How many people are still running this race? Yeah, I don't think people are giving this shit any fucking thought or ideas. How many people, we see some prominent people fall in the race this year and they won't never get back up. And then we see some new people just get in the race. They just got in a race, but they ain't been running for 20 to 30 years. We lost some elders and stuff this year and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? The race is real. The marathon is real. The marathon is real, and the stakes are high, bro. Stop fucking playing in our face. For anybody that's out there playing, this ain't no ordinary shit. This ain't no ordinary shit. Because if it was, niggas would be doing it. But you can't cosplay what we doing right here. This is not cosplayable. You could cosplay that woke shit. You could cosplay that I'm a financial guru shit. You could cosplay all of that shit. You could even cosplay I'm a health guru healing people and look wild sick. Right? But you can't cosplay this shit. You can't cosplay being a magi. You can't cosplay the magic. You can't cosplay hyperstition, bringing ideas into fruition and making them come to life. You can't do that. You got to really be doing this shit. So for the people that's doing it, salute. Keep doing it. And for the millions upon millions that are just watching, keep watching. And for the thousands upon thousands that are supporting and funding and investing in the frontliners, right? In the true and livings, man, there's a special place in heaven for you. There's a special place in heaven for you. Shout out to all of my Patreons. Y'all made this year very special. Y'all made a lot of things happen. Y'all believed in me. Y'all supported not just me, because the majority of the events that I did this year, I brought other people with me so they could eat, because we all are fathers and everybody got to feed their family. So when I'm putting on an event, I'm putting on an event so I could feed my comrades. I make sure that they sit at the table with me. I'm not a greedy person. I'm paying other men who are not even I'm not contracted. I don't, you know what I mean? Nobody is on, but I'm paying other men who have children and families on a monthly basis, making sure that they eat. I'm not just thinking about me. Anytime you see me do an event with any grown man, that man is getting paid. I'm not doing no favors, because I don't ask for favors, because at the end of the day, why would I? Fair exchange, no robbery. So that's how I'm doing my due diligence, and I'm doing the damn thing, and I'm doing my 1, 2, 3, because I'm doing something that a lot of niggas are not doing. You know what I mean? Shout out to Father Rich, you know what I'm saying, who made a plate at the table and made sure that the God was able to sit at the table this year. That's honorable. That's how you show love. Sock it to my pocket, or put me in a position where I could take care of me and mine, and I could invest in what I'm doing, and I could build up a budget so I could create what is known as that fuck you money. You know what I'm saying? Because boy, oh boy, that's just a defense mechanism sometimes in this very shady ass world that we live in a den of vipers, in a valley of death that you got to walk through. You got to have fuck you money, because they will try to buy you. They will try to dangle carrots on your ass. They will try to entice you. They will try to trick you. They will do a lot of things. So it is imperative, if you got an audience that you are in front of, that audience understands that it is not their obligation, but it's in their best interest that they make sure that the person is never going to be compromised or never get put in a position to where they could be easily compromised, or niggas throw peanuts and a motherfucker start tap dancing and touching their toes. And I've been standing in front of these people for eons, right? Sometimes with rabbit ears in my motherfucking pockets and never ever could be bought out or paid. YouTube couldn't even cut me a fucking check, my nigga. I was like, I don't want that. YouTube couldn't even cut me a check. You feel me? So let's continue to go down the rabbit hole, because I brought up all of this stuff about the stakes being high and the things are shifting and whatnot. But as things are shifting, the reason why the stakes are high, the reason why they're panicking is because they're the powers that be, the ones who set up hip hop, are watching hip hop fall apart. The ones that set up all of this ratchet shit, they're watching that shit fall apart. The ones who put the coons on the radio to be the gatekeepers, they watching that fall apart. They watching the dominoes fall. So the people who literally are covering their tracks, you got the Diddy tapes, you got the Epstein tapes, right? The you know, shit rolls downhill. This is divine retribution. This is from higher principalities. They getting struck down. Babylon is falling. So as it falls, they're like, nah, we got to get some names. We got to strike fear. We have to react. That's what you see with these people trying to censor now. How you going to censor in 2025? It's over, nigga. It's a wrap. How is it real going to buy TikTok and try to censor it? No, nigga, they know what they know. They know what they seen, and they seen what they saw. It's too late. They're trying to unred pill the people. So the work that we started out doing on 125th Street has spiraled all the way to the far right, all around the world, everywhere, any corner of the world. Africa, they on top of they building now. They building. Yo, I'm on TikTok. They going in. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you know about Bill Gates? Over there on the far right and whatnot, they talking about all type of shit. I mean, goddamn. The level of information that they're espousing over there is crazy. They going down the rabbit holes. They went past, you know, all of the regular shit. Now they're in deep waters. Now they're in deep waters. They researching dark matter. You know what I'm talking about? They researching dark matter. They taking the DMT. They going on these trips and they running into us in those realms. And I'm telling you, I promise you, and I'm going to show and prove it. Not on this show, because it's going to take some time to build out the case. But them in South America, the Armada, the half of the U.S. Armed Forces in the Caribbean Ocean, and in South America, surrounding all of these quote-unquote spiritual centers, right? Because think about it. Our people are going to Africa, and our people are going to the Caribbean and South America to activate. Where I know from my experience, where I'm getting more of the feedback, where are people coming back more activated from? What region? And from everybody out there, what region are people go? They'll go there as a mortal and come back activated on some god body shit, like on some supercells. Yo, I was there. I was in the jungle. I did that medicine. I went and touched. I went and spoke to the ancestors. I went and got the demons off of me. I went and did the ayahuasca. I went and did the bufu. Closer to the equator, more in the Amazon. What's going on in Ghana is a lot of initiations. That Ghana, Nigeria thing, that's a different type of initiation that I see taking place. What's going on in South America and in the Caribbean, that's a different type of work that's being done. If you follow me, there's work being done on both places. There's work being done in both areas, right? But there's one region that I'm seeing people come back activated and not possessed. There's another place where people are coming back possessed. They're not doing bufo. They're not doing plant-based medicines. So the place where they're doing that the most, they got that shit surrounded by Palantir right now. Think about that. Because on top of those cruisers, those missile cruisers, you know, them amphibious, all of that stuff that they have in the ocean, this symbolically similar to when the Christian armadas pulled up to those coasts with the conquistadors and with the crusaders in the 15 and the 1600s, and the movie Apocalypto, they showed you that iconic scene at the end where the ships was on the ocean. That's the same thing that the people are seeing now, right? If you go to South America, Central America, Caribbean, and you're tapping in, just know that you're going to be surveilled. You know what I'm saying? Just know that they're going to have some sort of drones that will be monitoring your trips. And there's nothing wrong with that. But just know that something is waking up in that area, in that region. Something is arising. Something is, whether it's Lemuria, whether it's Atlantis, whether something is waking up, because they not over there with all of those people just because of some drug dealers and fishing boats. Please don't be fooled. And yeah, so Haiti, Cuba, Colombia, Bolivia, Mexico, we talking Tulum, right? All of these places. Remember, this is their paradise. They say Hitler went to Argentina, right? Brazil, the Confederate Army went to Brazil and set up shop after they got packed up. They went to Brazil. You know what I mean? Then you got Argentina that they literally bleached and whited out. They whitewashed the whole country. Right? They whitewashed the whole damn country. So we're going to touch on that in the upcoming show. I'm just prefacing it. And I'm bringing that up not to discredit Africa in any way for anybody that's listening. That is not what I'm doing. I'm making observation, right? Because Africa is lit and Africa is turned up and Africa has so many different throughways and everything. But I was taught to even go to Africa, the way that you walk back the story is through South America, Central America, the Caribbean, then Africa. You know what I mean? That's how they say we came in. So history is somewhat of a centrifugal cycle, and it's kind of like repeating itself in so many ways, right? But let's go down this rabbit hole dealing with this hip hop shit, because like you said, like we see, Palantir shit is crazy. We've been talking about them for many, many years. They have a whole kill machine. Shame on all of the people that are investing in that company and hold their stocks. You should be ashamed of yourself. Astaghfirullah. There's nothing that you can say to me that'll even make me remotely be like, oh, nah, I get what you're doing. I don't get what you're doing. You're fucking lame for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, for real. For real, for real. Y'all got Palantir stocks, but you don't own no stocks in KTL, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You're lame. Check this out.
In the 19th and 20th century, Black Americans from the South, Hmong and Vietnamese, Liberians and East Africans and Latin Americans.
And to selectively target the blackest, immigrant, and Muslim community in this great state.
Are Somalis considered black?
We are Somalis, not black.
They're not calling as a color. We could all see our color. And it's not even black, it's brown.
Do not defend. You can feel sympathy, you can feel empathy on the sidelines. Do not stick your neck in this fight. Do not do it.
So there's a tension brewing on TikTok right now between Somali creators and Black Americans. And it didn't start from nowhere. After the Minnesota fraud scandal and renewed ICE deportation pressure, many Somali Americans feel collectively persecuted. Online, that fear turns into a search for protection, for allyship. And instinctively, they look toward Black Americans, the group that historically shows up when the state turns hostile. But the reception hasn't been warm. A lot of Black creators are asking a blunt question. When did you consider yourselves Black? Because for years, many Somalis publicly distanced themselves from Black American identity, culturally, politically, even linguistically. So when crisis hits and suddenly we're all Black, it feels transactional. Here's the disconnect. For Somali Americans, Black often means racial classification. For Black Americans, Black means a historical, political, and cultural identity forged through slavery, Jim Crow, and civil rights battles. Those are not the same thing, and pretending they are doesn't build solidarity. Black Americans aren't defending ICE. They're not sharing deportations, but they are saying accountability for crime isn't the same as persecution, especially when Black Americans were never granted that grace. Solidarity can't be emergency only. You don't get to opt out of Blackness when it's convenient, then opt back in when it gets dangerous. Allyship is built before crisis, not negotiated during it. So the real question isn't why won't Black Americans show up, it's where were you standing before the pressure came down?
The Reckoning 2025, The Reckoning. In a fucking nutshell, The Reckoning. Everybody has to come to their own reckoning this year, right? You don't even got to do anything. Everybody did it to themselves. They did it to themselves, y'all. I promise you, The Reckoning. You just got to sit back and keep cooking. You know what I'm talking about? Don't even exert no energy. Everybody has to come to a reckoning. They'll figure it out, right? They got it. The fuck? Everybody to try to shit on us, everybody to try to pop collar on us, they all gonna figure this shit out. This is about us at the end of the day. So as the stage is being cleared and everybody is getting their motherfucking wake-up calls and whatnot, you know what I mean? They're gonna figure some things out. But one of the things about South America, think about it. They have their own reckoning that they have to face. So if it's Europeans from America going and dealing with the Europeans that are in Latin America, because, you know, they're going to try to put melanated people on the front line. But if I was melanated in any South American or Caribbean, or, well, not Caribbean, but any one of those narco states or those Blanco states or those quote unquote Diego states, blonde hair, blue eye, conquistador enclaves, yeah, you niggas are going to the yeah, white boys get to the front. The white boys get to the front. So the way that they treated melanated people in South America and in Central America and in the Caribbeans for all of these damn centuries, all of them people that were hypnotized underneath the Jesuits and underneath that anti-nigger gripe that they had against the Moors and whatnot, well, maybe this is their karma. Maybe they're gonna get cleaned up and whatnot. Because the minute they start cleaning up, they're not gonna stop cleaning. The United States of America has the same plan for South America that they have for the Middle East when they put that doctrine out to say they was gonna take 7 of the countries down. They have the same doctrine for the Caribbean and South America. They just put the report out. Stephen Killer Miller and Pistol Pete Hegseth, they are gunning to take all of the resources, all of the wealth, all of the riches, all of the real estate, and the fertile land in those areas as they switch into their imperialistic mode. And then they got Palantir, OpenAI, and all of these people backing them up. How about it? How about it? You know? That's the play. And I pray that melanated people get the fuck out the way, right? But we know that our people ain't gonna mind their business because if you invade Venezuela, if you're an invading force, you are triggering the whole population to quote unquote react. America does that on purpose, ladies and gentlemen. They're not stupid. They study war in war college. So invading the whole land is going to people are going to pick up arms, which will allow them the opportunity to do what? Up the fucking score. Because that's what America does. That's what America does. They up the score. So they'll do Hegelian. They'll make the citizens pop out or pop off, or they will provoke them, almost similar to what you've seen them doing with in Chicago with the ICE when they were trying to trap melanated people in their quote unquote web of deceit and whatnot. And it took for their melanated mayor to be like, hell to the no, we ain't falling for that one. So at least they had a mayor or an elected official that was not down with a Holocaust. He was not on the side of genocide, and he did not sell his people out. Because Lord have mercy, if they had them people, if he had one of them coons and whatnot, they would have been in Chicago still scraping the bodies up from the floor. Right? That was their intentions, but the people did not react. They did not react. So kudos to them. Let's continue with the fall of hip hop. The great fall, ladies and gentlemen. You are witnessing it in real time. Let's defer to 21 Savage, who used to be a member of Dr. Malachi Z. York's the Atlanta property.
What's the word? Atlanta really a pedophile. Cause Atlanta really groomed us, bro, since we was kids. The fuck? No, just listen to what I'm saying. Maybe pedophile the worst word. What's up, TJ? Maybe pedophile the wrong word. Atlanta is a grooming ass city. Okay. Atlanta groomed us niggas since we was 10, 11, 12 on club life, bro. Like, nigga, when I was a lamb, nigga, on my mama, nigga, I was taking out trash for $2 in apartments. Decatur skate? Just to goddamn get some chucks and some dickies to go to the Decatur skate. Yeah. Getting wristband, goddamn, nigga, they used to have pictures with no liquor. You just get a picture of Sprite. So your ass getting groomed for the club. Yeah. From you goddamn in middle school. Yeah. So now when you got down 30, man, nigga, I've been going to the club since I was 11, 12 years old, bro. The club.
So
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so Atlanta was one of the places where I went where they treated the strip club like it was a regular club. So little girls, they aspire, and little boys as well, to go to Magic City. That is a rites of passage in Atlanta, or strokers, of course. You know what I'm talking about? To see some titties and ass. You go and get your chicken, you go and get your wings, and you go and get your flats and whatnot from the strip club. That was dating etiquette in 1998 and 1999 when I was in Atlanta and I was dating women from Clark, Atlanta. And we were going to strokers and we were going to Magic City Mondays and whatnot on dates. They was hype. They was like, yo, I want to get some chicken and I want to see these hoes. And that's how the city kind of grooms. It's a hypersexualized city and nothing is hidden and there's no shame for anything out here. You feel me? Because of the simple fact that if you have the if the first place you see when you get off of the Greyhound when you arrive to the city is Magic City, right? When that becomes the staple of the city, right? Then you are going to be somewhat compromised. Okay, especially if your city is the #1 human trafficking city. There is something going on that people need to talk about. It's the #1 trafficking city, but it's also the #1 strip club sex worker city in a sense. That you know, what's that about? Lunch and a lap dance at Blue Flames. That's right, where all of the truckers pull up across the street and turn that little area into a brothel. So it's like when people say that there's some type of Sodom and Gomorrah vibes out here and whatnot, they just pick up on the energy because the energy is very malkuth, is very quote unquote red chakra, is very heavy and whatnot, and it has a heavy debauchery type of energy. And you know, when conscious people kind of like they like, there's conscious people that are like blurring themselves in all of those worlds, like especially, and I hate to say this shit, you know what I mean? I don't like to always bring up what other people are doing because that's some chatty patty shit. You feel me? But a lot of women, you know, because they be talking about that there's gay men in Atlanta. What about the gay women? Like, why nobody never talk about that? You know? What about the gay women? And what about all of this thing with the, you know, what about all that? What about the segment of consciousness where they probably right next to sex traffickers, and they're inside of the strip club, and they're inside of the brothels, and they're inside of the sex clubs, and they're inside of all of these real weird, because you know, just like in a game of chess, you know, there's that the woman can move on a chessboard in the ways that the man can't. Like there's shit that women can do that we can't. You know that, right? Do you know that the same thing in chess applies in real life? Like, ladies, you don't need me to tell you, and you don't. I'm not telling you secrets or nothing, but like literally, a woman could go in a place where a man can't. There'll be niggas at the door with hammers, like, you can't get in here. Only the women. Women are the proverbial queens on a chessboard. That's why men will utilize them to get indoors that they can never get into. Henceforth, they make some of the best spies, some of the best double and triple agents and whatnot. You know, but the job of the king is to protect the queen as she goes into all of these doors, as she goes into all of these quote unquote rooms and whatnot. She's invited in rooms that the black man may never be invited in. Like, case in point, Candace Owens. Candace Owens is moving around on the chessboard in a way that a man probably would never be able to move on a chessboard. She's moving differently. This is just an observation. You know, this is just an observation. It's giving you all of the power. You know what I mean? It is giving you all of the power, right? Corporate America. There's ladders that y'all climb. There's doors that y'all go in. There's rooms that y'all go in corporate America that black men are not invited in. We'll never get in those rooms. You know? She's your queen to be. You know what I mean? And that's where the spook that sat by the door, that's where the triple agent thing comes in. That's, oh, bring the information back. You know what I'm saying? Yo, put us on. But that don't be happening. White women entertainment. The gate, they got the gate codes. They got all that. You know that, right? Let's be clear. It's not black men that got access to all of the rooms. No, look at it. Just look at society right now. Black women, the queen, white women, Latin women, Asian women, Indian women. Yeah, I've been to DC before. I was in Chocolate. I saw Nas inside a Union Station during a Howard homecoming in 93. That's how much I've been. That's how DC I am. When everybody was wearing New Balance and whatnot, it was a different DC that I see now. I was on U Street in 2018, going to eat some Ethiopian food. I think on 8th Street, and I was appalled. I was appalled. Then I was flabbergasted. Somebody says, "How do you donate?" Let me hit the banner. Boom. There you go. Buy me a coffee. This to buy me a coffee. I'm gonna have that on the QR code, probably in the next show. You know what I'm saying? The black woman is the real apex predator, but they don't want to have that conversation. You know? Look at what happened to the coach from Michigan. You know? Yeah, he got lined up. He got lined up. He went out real bad. He should have just held his nuts and he would have been all right. But now he got packed up. You know what I mean? He got packed on up. Olivia Pope in Scandal. Olivia Pope. You know? There's things Candace Owen and the Tucker Carlsons can say on their platform openly without consequences. Anybody else try to say the shit they say, you'll get hammered. Yeah, to a degree. To a degree. All right, let's continue. We got more to go. Let's continue. All right, let's go right into this. So 21 Savage, that interview, he said some more things. We'll get back to him. All right. Let's check out Vince Staples.
Harmed the black community, crack cocaine or processed sugar?
Hip hop and R&B.
Just the fact that question is now being asked in mainstream, what's done more harm to the black community, crack cocaine or processed sugar? Now, that would be a conversation that you would not hear in our community. Processed sugar and crack cocaine. What do you mean? How could processed sugar that's so good be harmful? I don't understand. But we are at a place now where now that is a part of the normal conversation where they're asking rappers what's done more harm, crack cocaine or white sugar?
What's done more harm to the black community, crack cocaine or processed sugar?
Hip hop and R&B.
Really? As a rapper, you say that?
I know what my job is.
Why do you say that?
Shoot guns, smoke crack, bitches. You know what I mean? The right beat.
Where the hoes, where the hoes, where the bitches.
Where the hoes, where the bitches, and the crack at. Just kill the on the back street. Yay.
And so, is this an anti-hip hop and rap PSA?
No, not as long as I'm doing it.
Got it.
But know you're selling the poison.
We got more.
Harvest a crop of love. I see a lot of.
Shout out to D1. He's the one who started the fire, right? This new forest fire. The fire been lit, but D1 came and added a new torch when he said, you could do better. This was 2 years ago, and he literally was talking to Jim Jones, and I believe it was it could have been Meek, but he was telling him, Rick Ross and Meek and Jim Jones, he said, you could do better. Y'all peddling poison. He wasn't scared like scary niggas out there. He stood up. And when they pushed back, he stood tall. He didn't fold and whatnot. So he's showing you what resilience will do. Because he grabbed his nuts, he planted his feet, and then he let time take over. So now his argument has grown legs and it has become a narrative, ladies and gentlemen. That's what matters. The narrative. When you could establish a narrative and stand on it, then it will begin to give life and give you life.
A shift is happening. God's word says if you plant seeds of righteousness, you will harvest a crop of love. I see a lot of love starting to be harvested. You heard me? That's Troy and Rashad from Earn Your Leisure. That's Jim Jones. I was on their podcast a year and a half ago saying that the lack of accountability in hip hop and the glorification of all the wrong messages is what's helping contribute to the downfall of the black community. Jim Jones and I have had words and issues in the past, and I said the OGs in hip hop need to do better about what they glorifying and what they supporting. I'm gonna show y'all this clip. It's going viral. To see these brothers here telling Jim Jones the same thing that I was saying on their podcast, it just lets me know, man, God's word said all we gotta do is plant seeds of righteousness wherever we go, and in God's time, that harvest is gonna come back. And that crop is gonna be a crop of love. You heard me? We duck and dodge accountability inside of hip hop more than anything I have ever seen in life, to where we want to overtly, blatantly be able to have lyrics that are glorifying murder, that are saying you a dead man, saying I got partners I can give a bag and you'll be done with, in so many ways. We want to be able to say this stuff, but then run behind, I'm just talking about what I seen growing up in the hood. I'm just talking about, nah, that's just my environment. Man, shut up, man. To all the rappers that be trying to, like, bro, I just didn't heard the same regurgitated excuses over and over with people trying to make this stuff okay. Brother, it's a difference between narration and glorification. You hear me? I come from the Ninth Ward, the east side of New Orleans, so I could definitely.
It's a big difference between narration and glorification. Let's bite the bars. Pause. Let's plagiarize this nigga. Pause. Like, take that. Because so many people allow these retarded ass rappers to checkmate you and talk to you like you're retarded and be like, yeah, I'm just rapping about what I seen. No, nigga, you didn't see that. You're lying. What you talking about? You live in Beverly Hills, bro.
Definitely narrate seeing the street life, being adjacent to it. You heard me? Glorifying it though is a whole different thing, to where I'm making this stuff seem sexy.
I don't think Sexy Red's a rap superhero.
So you're just going by like popularity?
No, I'm going by I really been around to and seen what type of superhero.
I get it that we want to support everybody. At what level do we have responsibility as black people to have better messaging than the shit that we've been conditioned?
If you coming from that angle, then yeah, you can do that angle. But if we coming from the angle of rap,
some point in time we got to hold ourselves accountable and we got to hold our culture accountable.
Okay.
A lot of this shit is embarrassing.
More people respect me for hustling now than they do for gangbanging.
What group of people in America, race-wise, has the lowest income?
Black people, you would say?
Okay.
Minority, yeah.
Black people. Who has the lowest net worth?
It would be black people.
Who has the lowest life expectancy?
It would be black people.
Who has the highest incarceration rate?
It would be black people.
If we losing on every statistical category, we got to start to make radical changes. Hip hop has been around for 50 years and it has done good, but it's done a lot of harm too. We got to be honest. And the problem, I think, is that we keep turning a blind eye, but this shit is influential and it's influencing people and it's not helping.
That ain't hip hop, no. That's hypocritical hop. Hypocritical hop.
The YNs need a hero and a father figure. Someone that they could talk to like a barber, nigga. Yeah, I like when they talk like that. State, you know, if you got gray in your beard, you need to talk like that.
It's just gonna come back.
You better talk. I better not hear you sitting around
that's
talking
Jim
like
Jones.
you 25 years old, like you got brain aneurysms, like you living your third childhood, nigga. If you not holding niggas accountable, you a lame. We got to put pressure on these niggas. If you got gray in your beard and you pass 35, you should be pressing other grown men about their childish ass ways. Watch this fucking video 10 times if need be. They press homie in a corner with facts. It wasn't no barbershop yelling. Nobody tried to stunt on. It wasn't ego involved. Jim Jones thought that he was gonna slide with this regular basic ass nigga splaining about the dysfunction of our people that he plays a part in. And these niggas was like, nah, not on our watch. You're not gonna do us like that.
This shit is embarrassing.
More people respect me for hustling now than they do for gangbanging.
What group of people in America, race-wise, has the lowest income?
Black people, you would say?
Okay.
Minority, yeah.
Black people. Who has the lowest net worth?
It would be black people.
Who has the lowest life expectancy?
It would be black people.
Who has the highest incarceration rate?
It would be black people.
If we losing on every statistical category, we got to start to make radical changes. Hip hop has been around for 50 years and it has done good, but it's done a lot of harm too. We got to be honest. And the problem, I think, is that we keep turning a blind eye, but this shit is influential and it's influencing people and it's not helping.
That ain't hip hop, no.
Now, that's the woke type of conversation that, you know, it does more good than it, you know what I mean? Like, keep putting the pressure on. Keep it up. Keep it up. Grown man, black man, grow up. We don't lose anything by growing up. We don't lose anything by bossing up. We don't lose anything by being in our proper persona. With age comes wisdom and experience. You need to speak like that, and you need to move like that. That nigga's not moving like he has experience, nor does he have wisdom. That shit is embarrassing. Like they said, the shit is embarrassing, bro. You niggas are embarrassing. Take that monkey shit off. Y'all embarrassing us. You know what I'm talking about? Grown ass men looking like boys and whatnot. Nah, we ain't going for it. We gotta start putting the pressure on these niggas.
Easy, man. Do this for your boy D.
Jeezy waking up. Jeezy waking up. Jeezy waking up. Damn, son. Not the snowman.
Man. First of all, thank you. You're calling out the record labels for exploiting young black man's trauma and paying them to rap about killing each other and selling dope. Now, brother, it's so important that you just be willing to come out and denounce what you once promoted. Because to a lot of people, brother, trapping sounded way cooler because of the music you made. Yeah, we all remember that, man. It's important for people to see that you're willing to denounce what you once promoted. Otherwise, it might seem like you still capitalizing off of making trapping sound cool. And I don't think that's what you're trying to do, right? You're brilliant, you're wealthy, you're blessed, you're anointed. God got his hand on your life. You heard me? Just come on all the way over, man. There is life and death in the power of the tongue.
I agree.
When I see like Jeezy has clearly evolved.
Yeah.
When Jeezy is like, dang, TM 101. What am I talking about on that album? When it gets to the point to where you like, man, I ain't living that life no more. Right. I don't want my kids living that life. But when it's like, oh, that album came out 20 or 25 years ago, it's time to memorialize that by saying I need to go on tour and do that album again, right? If this is Jerry Jones, when it comes to the Cowboys, and it's like, Jerry Jones, we saw you in a picture at a rally in the 1960s.
That really
you
happened.
need to denounce that, yeah. You need to denounce that, Jerry Jones, the whole black community. You need to denounce that. You were in the picture
Hold on.
in the 60s. How dare you? You're racist.
Okay.
But why we don't make our own people denounce what we was once glorifying years ago?
Great point.
Oh, family, we got one. We got one. Look at this. You're acting like an emotional woman. I'm sure you were raised by one. Be a real man. Black woman and culture needs to change. Unite. Unite. Stop the victim mentality, the drug slinging, the whores. You black men. This is WWE, y'all. We got one. We got one. We got one. Got him. Got him. Whites aren't your enemy. Magnabbit. Furthermore, majority will stand beside you. Hence, BLM. Sir, what is your name? Cry racism when whites don't let you do what you want. Cry racism when whites let you do whatever you want. Come on. We got bots from Botswana. Come on, Carol. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on. Come on. Gotta be shitting me. Where are you at? Karen. Karen. Okay. Yeah, they mad about America Kirk. Yeah, don't America Kirk. Damn. Where's she at, man? Got him. So yeah, let's continue. Let's continue. The rabbit hole continues to go deeper. We got Jeezy talking against, and that's another schizophrenic rapper who's acting like they didn't play a part, and then they you know, now they're doing the woke finger pointing. But it's okay though. Keep cooking, my nigga. But let's go.
You have to watch this.
He is going to jail, and Kim Kardashian is suing people for connecting her to Diddy, who made Kim Kardashian's career. Girls Gone Wild creator Joe Francis, who went to jail for doing illegal content with minors, and also for assault and also for prostitution, knew everyone in Hollywood, and threw these crazy parties in LA and Cabo. He and the Kardashians had a lot of parties together. He dated one of the Kardashians and introduced Kim Kardashian to her boyfriend, Reggie Bush, who is a famous football player. Kim Kardashian worked for Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton also dated Joe Francis, and Paris Hilton became super famous after her released tape. Guess what Kim Kardashian did next? She did a sex tape with Ray J, and Ray J claimed that the sex tape was actually leaked intentionally and that he was paid $6 million in hush money to keep it private. He accused the family of being worse than Diddy and then published a bunch of documents as proof.
Fans is coming. It's worse than Diddy.
Ray J is now getting sued by Kim Kardashian. The guy who published Kim K and Paris Hilton's sex tape was Kevin Blatt. Kevin Blatt's job is to get blackmail on all these Hollywood people. That sounds familiar. He even had sex tapes of Kanye West and threatened him after his anti-Semitic remarks. After Kim released the sex tape and became even more famous, got PR managers John Shaban and Simon Huck. Simon Huck was a Diddy party planner. One of his first Hollywood jobs was to plan parties for Diddy. He was elbow to elbow with Kim Kardashian and was at any event that she attended. They were so close that when he married his boyfriend, Kim Kardashian was at the private wedding. These people gave Kim Kardashian her network, but who made her famous? Harvey Levin at the TMZ claims that he made Kim Kardashian. TMZ, which is owned by Fox, which is owned by Rupert Murdoch, who's close friends with Netanyahu and Trump, by the way. Another magazine that made her, Life and Style and In Touch magazine, exclusively promoted her. Their editor-in-chief, Jared Shapiro. Those magazines are owned by Bauer Publishing. She became super famous, married Kanye West, became even more famous, and then divorced him. After they're divorced, Kanye West said that she's a sex trafficker. Allegedly. Guess why Kim Kardashian never did a sex tape with me? And guess what everyone in her network has in common?
In the Diddy documentary, I found myself going back down the Epstein rabbit hole, which then led me to the dark side of Naomi Campbell. If you're unaware, Naomi Campbell is one of the original supermodels, one of the first Black women to appear on major publications, featured on over 500 magazine covers, and worked for some of, if not all, of the biggest fashion houses. It's safe to say she has insane connections. One of those being Jeffrey Epstein, publicly admitted that she knew Jeffrey Epstein and was introduced to him when she was 31. She was introduced to Epstein by her ex-boyfriend Flavio Briatore, I don't know. The reason this is important is because this Flavio fella is connected to a lot of sketchy people, or people that we know today to be sketchy. We see this a lot where supermodels are dating people like this. Flavio also has a child with Heidi Klum. Anyway, Flavio and Naomi are pictured on Epstein's yacht, surrounded by a lot of people, including, at the time, teenage Virginia Giuffre. So there's no denying that Naomi was connected to Epstein and his cohorts. Allegedly, there are emails where Naomi is talking about Ghislaine Maxwell being a close friend of hers, arranging trips to foreign countries. Naomi's spokesperson came out and said Naomi does not recognize this email exchange. There are claims from survivors that she was more involved in Epstein's inner circle than she leads on, allegedly. A lot of these documents remain sealed or unverified. It means that we can't really say she's guilty of any wrongdoing, but she definitely has connections to some of these sketchy people. Another really sketchy name she was allegedly romantically linked to was the disgraced Sean Diddy Combs. This was in the early 2000s and they were seen going to many events together, but they were never confirmed as a couple. A lot of people think that models happen to end up in these circles because they're in the pageant world or the supermodel world, which breeds creepy, weird old men who want to be in charge of that. That's also, allegedly a very convenient place for some of these trafficking operations. That's a whole nother video we could get into. The point is that sometimes it is hard to discern if they are just a victim of their demographic when they end up connected to these people, or that it is as sinister as it can seem. These are all just allegations. Nothing is confirmed. And Naomi has not been indicted for any reason involving the Epstein crimes. Pipeline from like supermodels and the pageant industry to these perverted elite Hollywood freaks is so concerning.
I've been hearing about Naomi for many moons, many years. I don't put nothing past what the fuck she was doing. But let's get this shit started. This is phase 2. This is part 2 of WWE, ladies and gentlemen. White women entertainment. For the white women in the audience, yeah, grab your motherfucking Budweisers. The shit is about to go up.
vaccination.
This feels like COVID, right? It says it's not like COVID-19. It's like Candace 19. It's another fake. They're it's a fake virus. Like, oh, you got infected. You just can't do it. 6 feet social distancing from Candace Owens. We're gonna get every influencer on social media. 6 feet social distancing. Save lives. What are you, a grandma killer? What, you just don't like him? What? And then Tim's all fired up. She's a C-word. People are gonna die if you don't get this vaccine. And I'm like, I feel like maybe the government's not telling us the truth. We're right back to that, but it's Candace 19. It's Candace 19. That's what it is. And they think that it maybe if they put the little 6 feet social distancing pads in the grocery store, that the PSYOP will win and make us believe that this is like common sense is the virus. I'm the common sense virus. It's coming around. It's so evil. Stay at home, wear a mask, save lives. You don't want to catch it. You don't want to catch the common sense, you guys. You don't want to catch it.
Welcome back to Jake GTV News. Our FBI still thinks it's Tyler Robinson.
Gosh, I freaking love Israel. They're always the good guy.
Chloe and Michael, good morning. We're here outside Utah Valley University, where they literally paved over the scene the following Sunday. If this were a normal crime scene, these people would have been prosecuted for tampering with evidence. Good thing most people are triple boosted.
We want to make sure there's literally no evidence left over, guys. Isn't this illegal?
Yeah, apparently doing construction on the Sabbath day in Utah is actually totally normal.
Right, and let's not forget that Charlie had a Superman-like neck. Let's get a demonstration.
I don't think this is going to help to stop the conspiracy theories. His head fell off.
A 30-06 would have been a horror show.
Whoa there, Ching Chong. We're not supposed to question that.
Listen, pussy, the only people who still believe it are groypers and Zionists.
Do you believe the Jews killed Charlie Kirk? That's one of the conspiracies out there right now. What's your position on that?
I don't believe that. As it stands right now, I think it was Tyler Robinson.
Yeah.
So if this 30-06 had hit Charlie in the neck the way we're told, it still could have gone through a concrete wall behind him and hit someone on the other side of the concrete wall.
This is the guy that was martyred for fighting Israel? If you think that, I feel sorry for you. Because you are retarded.
Thanks, Nick. Finally, after all your antiseptic rhetoric, you've decided to join us on our mission to shut it down. Now, Tim Pool, give Candace a piece of your mind.
Candace Owens is a fucking evil scumbag. She is a degenerate cunt.
Tim Pool jumping on the airwaves with big estrogen energy telling us we're evil.
She doesn't fucking deal with the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit.
Oh my gosh, he is so cranky today.
Yeah, that's what we call high estrogen, total puss.
Let's hear what she actually said instead. Go for it, Candace.
There are people at Turning Point who Charlie texted the night before and said they're going to kill me.
Shut it down, Candace. He said go Max to Tucker, and we pulled all our donor money. He was our best goium, and it was his fault for messing that up.
Just because a 30-06 can take down large game animals doesn't mean we won't use that as our narrative. It's not an easy task blaming a patsy. Erica, play the sympathy card.
Again, he would walk through the door, drop his bags, Daddy's home, take his phone Friday night, Shabbat Shalom, throw it in a junk drawer, and it was...
Shabbat Shalom, nigga. Shabbat Shalom. Every Saturday, I leave the thoughts alone. Wait. Then I go and watch the throne. Hold on. Shabbat Shalom. What the fuck?
was just all us.
Shabbat Shalom. What do you think of Erica?
Oh, great. You must watch Ian Carroll. Well, I watched Nick, and he told me Tyler was behind it and a 30-06 was stopped in the neck. So stop with the conspiracy theories.
Yes, I believe in our judicial system. I do. When you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
This is going to be read as Meghan Markle syndrome, okay? Meghan Markle syndrome, where you want privacy when you want it, but you want publicity whenever you want it, and that just doesn't work, okay? This is the same person who had somebody record her over Charlie Kirk's casket. That was not our business. You have to make a decision. I want this always to be private, or I want this always to be public.
You're canceled. TPUSA is a Judeo-Christian, Jew-loving company. Pastors, shut her up and remind her why we're the chosen people.
We cancel stuff all the damn time. Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters, American haters, Churchill haters. You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them.
Candace Owens doesn't know what she's talking about here.
So what we did is we entered into the scriptures and grew to love the nation of Israel and Jewish people.
We are going to train 100,000 Christian ambassadors to be ambassadors in their own country for the state of Israel, to defend Israel's brand and to combat anti-Semitism.
Finally, my boy Satan will teach you Goyim to worship us instead of Jesus.
Thanks, Daisy. I just joined your OnlyFreaks, by the way.
All hail Israel, right, Ching Chong?
Okay, succubus, remind me, what religion dominates the corn industry and takes Christ out of the Christmas music? You're not even actual Semites.
Misinformation spreads quietly, sometimes from people you know or love. Do your part. Help keep our community safe and get vaccinated for Candace 19.
Brought to you by the dual citizens of Israel.
No wonder they get kicked out of every country.
Wow, great point, Ching Chong.
Didn't they label Miss Rachel an anti-Semite for saying she doesn't want children not to starve?
Yep. Meanwhile, they're bombing the actual Semites.
Poor sand people. Let's see what she did.
Let's go back to sleep, Rahaf. We're so tired.
This disgusting human decided to show an amputee from Gaza, which exposes that we have been carpet bombing the innocent, and that's so antiseptic. It's like, how are we supposed to finish the sand people with her being all empathic and stuff? Oy vey. John, back to you, and don't mention TPUSA's finances.
Thanks, Shapiro Steen. Right, so basically they set up a life insurance style fund for him under GGLF in 2023, where the only payout happens upon his death. Like a $30 million payout. That's a big payout for whoever helped set that up.
Candace, explain to the fellow Goyim how much they just made at their recent black tie event that cost $10,000 per plate.
Turning Point USA, since Charlie was killed, just so you guys know, this is a fact, has made more than $100 million. That is separate from the $40 million they made at Mar-a-Lago the other night.
Good point, Candace. They want to act like we're the grifters for an honest investigation.
Right? You may be a widow, but you're also the CEO of a $150 million company.
Straight up. Back to you, Erica.
They pick on you because of your accessories. I mean, I've seen some of it.
Oh, yeah. No, at this point, it's what? The conspiracy collection. Get it before Christmas. Like, seriously.
Wow. Elegance is eternal, but beauty fades. Get your conspiracy collection before Christmas. Like, seriously.
I'm done. And if people think that I was just going to wilt away, I'm not going to sit in a corner and cry and be in fetal position. This is a duty to my husband, and it's an absolute honor, and I will never back down. And so my message to them is to stop. To stop.
Hey, quick question. What do you think of Erica?
I had to take a leave of absence from work after my poodle died, and she becomes CEO. Like, where the heck are your kids? It just feels off.
Yo, man, quick question. What do you think of Erica? Dude, if my wife acted like that after I passed, I'd be turning in my grave.
Shut it down! Just because we made a record amount after his death doesn't mean you can make content out of us. Run the commercials! You're about to get the Jackie treatment.
Get your seed oils and cattle feed, because that's what you are.
Goyslop Jr. Enjoy cancer.
Gosh, I love some cheesy Goyslop before bed.
Yeah, you know they're trying to make us weak, right?
That's okay. I took all the vaccines.
Yeah, I can tell. Dennis, take it away.
His last name is Pendejo. Pendejo? Because that's what you gotta be to try to cheat on me. He's in his my puñeta. Look him up, I need the rum num. There was a guy that checked in earlier that looked a little pendejo-ish that came in with an ugly booty. Yep, that's him. What rum number are they in? Oh, it's what gets this cabrón. Think he went to go chill with the guys. If he ain't there with that booty, I think he went they both getting dragged because she know better too. Te que do not disturb. Oh, you trying to get your bitch sucked in peace? Mira, cabrón, open the door, puñeta, and come catch this pala. I can hear you breathing, bitch. You better breathe, cause that's gonna be your last breath when I catch you. You still gotta come home, cabrón. If I find out he ate that ugly putis culo.
Man, I'm home.
Don't be you, homie. Where the fuck you been, cabrón?
Man, I told you, I was chilling with the guys.
Chilling with the guys, my ass. You was in a hotel room fucking an ugly puerca.
Whoa, espérate. Who said that? Okay, I ain't gonna lie, she was a little ugly in the face, but she had a tremendo culotazo.
If you wanted a pussy with a fat culo, you could have bought me one.
But I love you, little culo.
Fuck you, no, you don't. You fuck any ugly puerca with a fat culo. You the type to fuck an elephant, and then say, at least the elephant had a culotazo. Oh, you make me so
Hey, calm
mad.
down, you gotta bust a blood vessel.
Drag you by your bitch head, cabrón. Fuck you. I can't believe I got played by a guy who dresses like a gay Captain Jack Sparrow. I got played by a pato.
Oh, so now I'm a pato? I wasn't a pato when you were sucking this bitch.
Fuck you and your little bitch.
And both that.
Oh, you think I'm lying? The last time I sucked your bitch out, it was so small I felt like I had a fucking Vienna sausage from the bodega on my fucking boca.
That's because it was soft, puñeta.
No, it was doodle. I know it was doodle because it got veiny.
Well, then maybe your toto's too big.
Oh, so now you gonna blame my toto because you got a little bitch out?
People don't understand how hard it is to be a professional widow. You don't understand how strenuous the tour schedule is. And I need everyone to know how sad I am. I'm so sad all the time. You know, I miss the little things. So many things about Charlie were little that I miss. But the thing I miss the most of all is when you come home on a Friday night. Shabbat Shalom, Israel.
Shabbat Shalom.
Daddy's home, and he put his phone and his keys in the junk drawer, and it would just be all us. It'd just be all us.
You would be okay.
Because they're saying it's trafficking. That's what he's trying
Have
to
you
do.
ever had a train ran on you, D?
Corey, stop.
That means
no.
yes. When they
No,
don't
it does
say,
not.
Oh no!
It's so ridiculous that it's like.
I'm telling D, it ain't nothing. You grew up in Hollywood and shit.
I did not grow up in Hollywood. I came out here when I was already like, and I was with my dude.
Charlie, you did.
Corey, I did not. I was never by myself.
In Hollywood.
No, I did not.
Stop being ashamed of things you did.
I
D.
did not. No.
Nobody's judging you off that. That was 5 years ago.
Oh wow, that would have made me pretty. Oh no, I did not. But no, I didn't. Also, I didn't live in Hollywood before I met him.
I mean,
What?
on the train. Greg, have you
Greg,
ever been
damn,
part of
something's going on here.
a train session? Yeah. One woman, multiple guys.
Oh God.
That's a
Thank
cap.
you. Thank
He
you.
said, not.
You
remix that. Nah.
Like it's something to be proud of, Corey. You haven't done that
One
either.
time I did it, but when you said multiple, it sound like you're talking about 3-4 months. I did that shit one time. Hey, for me, man,
Clayton Howard. I'm sorry, that's his name. That's the guy's name. He said that they
Man, Greg, you know these jokes. This is how I lost Grady.
Anyway,
we talked about this before, though. We talked about this before.
Ey, yo me siento que ese fue el mejor momento de mi vida en reality de los casos de los fucking dos.
Erica Kirk's financial links to Jeffrey Epstein have finally been exposed. Erica's past isn't just murky or misunderstood.
Let's go.
It's been meticulously scrubbed, rewritten, and sealed off from public view. Erica Kirk's lengthy resume includes references to a part-time career as a realtor. In fact, she's active right now, working part-time for Elite's Corcoran Group. And guess who the Corcoran Group was entrusted to sell? Jeffrey Epstein's multi-million-dollar properties in New York, in Florida, and in New Mexico. Yeah, wow. But it gets even worse. New evidence is surfacing that Israel had been spying on Charlie Kirk's daily operations, and through him, on the rest of conservative America. Sources familiar with the investigation reveal that Israeli intelligence gained access to Kirk's communications via Mossad backdoors, allowing them to see everything he was working on, every email, every message sent and received.
Let's go. Let's keep going.
Able to introduce to you a very, very dear friend and his wife. They are incredible.
And I see no one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD and Vice President JD. Yes, I do. And that's why I'm so blessed to be able to introduce him tonight. He's an amazing man.
By now you know that this is bad acting instinctively, but what makes it bad acting technically? I have taught voice and speech at some of the top masters in acting programs in the country. I even took a class in undergrad called Bad Acting. These are all the reasons why I know that Erica Kirk is a bad actor. Unnatural pitch patterns. Her consistent falling pitch. When people speak naturally, they go up in pitch before they pause in order to suspend the energy. Incongruous facial expressions. This is the classic person who doesn't really know what to do with their face, and the shifts are too dramatic or too sudden. When everything you say is important, nothing is important. Timing is everything, and when your cadence is stilted, that is the hallmark of bad acting. If you don't know how to keep the ball in the air and move language forward, listening to you speak is like dying 1,000 deaths. Hakeem Jeffries. In Erica Kirk's case, she is putting picture above purpose, meaning that she is monitoring how every expression she makes is received before moving on to her next statement. It is unnatural and it is bad acting. Frequent dramatic pausing is what we call holding the rhythm or acting between the lines. You are meant to act on the line and then move forward with purpose. So if you'd like to turn your bad acting habits into natural speech to convince people and to call them to action, I wrote a whole book about it. You should pick it up. Next up, we're going to look at the hug.
So before I continue, I want to explain why this story is so important and why it is dominating so many people's timeline, right? I don't think people understand exactly who Charlie Kirk is, was, and who he became in his martyrdom. Charlie Kirk went from being a human being to an idea. Charlie Kirk is the digital age meme lord. He is a modern day digital, quote unquote, internet viral meme lord. He is a topa at this point. Yeah, he died. He was martyred. Allegedly. He was martyred. And as a result of that, he has been immortalized. Yeah, I see the Rob Reiner thing. We'll talk about that in a minute. You know, he's been immortalized. May he rest in peace. And his immortalization, the ritual that took place that immortalized him and whatnot, the memification of Charlie Kirk, or the Kirkification of the world after the Charlie Kirk psyop. This was a psyop on levels that I don't think people will ever comprehend. I just don't think that they have, not to take away from what the people have in terms of their but you kind of had to like be in it. You had to be following the Charlie Kirk train. You kind of had to, it would have helped to see it in real time what they did. For all of the melanated people in this community who sided with him after he was murdered, they basically neutralized themselves and they kind of like added on. they got swallowed up in the Kirkification of the internet. Him dying though, and they deified him, but nobody didn't challenge what he stood for. Remember, Charlie Kirk is now an idea. His body, the body is gone. The husk is gone. Even if they fake the death, the ritual has already taken place on the internet. This is where Charlie Kirk built his empire. People are like, I don't know about him. You wasn't on the internet like that. You know what I'm saying? Or you wasn't into studying your opposition, because you wouldn't know about him because he's completely on the other side, and he was controlled opposition. But he was his ideas and what is called his narrative and his ideology. He's an ideologue for very dangerous, quote unquote, ideas, very dangerous, quote unquote, narratives about melanated people. So his wife picking up the mantle and taking over, she now has become that op in the scope of people who are like, you know what? You're a sworn enemy to melanated people just by accepting to be the president of Turning Point USA. So there was somebody in the chat to put me on to the fact that there was a Charlie Kirk who was the governor of Florida, who was responsible for, he was the last governor who tried to stand in the way of integration, I believe in the 70s. The Charlie Kirk, he's a conservative, and he was no, matter of fact, it wasn't Charlie Kirk, it was Claude Kirk, and his wife's name was Erica Kirk. Okay. There was an Erica Kirk who was the first lady of Florida, who was the governor, Claude Kirk's wife, and Claude Kirk was a piece of shit against our people. He was basically a white conservative, white nationalist, upholding this idea of this postmodern, quote unquote, European dominance, whatever the hell name they give it, because they give it so many different names: progressives, liberals, Democrats, accelerationists. It's all the same thing, bro. So as a white Christian, so he's a crusader. Charlie Kirk is a crusader. He may be the patron saint of the Crusades, right? But when they scared you niggas from shitting on him and from expressing your disdain for him, whether in life or death, because it don't stop when you die. I thought y'all niggas listen to NBA Youngboy and y'all was tapped in with the YNs. They don't give no, they don't let up, even in death. They don't let up. But y'all let up. You niggas bent your knee. You laid on the pillow when Charlie got his shit pushed back. We was smoking Charlie. We had some Bob Marley. We were smoking on Charlie. I got muzzled, rightfully so. You know, I probably would have. I mean, I'm already cooked. You know what I'm talking about? If Palantir is collecting social media, nigga, it's over with. Who cares? But when your op goes, you didn't even throw a party. You was crying. I think Umar made a video. He was crying. The King Kong of consciousness was putting on for Charlie Kirk, fam. Nigga, that's a defeat. The Kirkification of the world since September the 10th, the world has changed. We live in a different timeline as a result of the grand ritual that they pulled off. He is going to be a patron saint. The power and the energy that people put into the Charlie Kirk Topa or the egregor or the Charlie Kirk egregor, they charge that shit up. I don't think y'all saw the memification of Charlie Kirk. You're not really on that side like that. That Charlie Kirk is a god with the people that follow Chaos Magic, with the Keck crowd, with the Pepe the Frog crowd and whatnot. They took him from that little turning point thing, and they created a different type of entity because they could do that in your death. Yeah, the Kirk Golem. They could morph. You could get metamorphed, not when you're alive, but when you're dead. That's when people start playing with your legacy and morph you into whatever they want you to be. You know what I'm saying? So Erica Kirk is being propelled by what they would call, right, central casting. She's being pushed to the forefront, and they are grooming her to be somewhat of a bigger player in their quote-unquote plans and whatnot. I wouldn't be surprised if by time JD Vance gets into office, he'll be with Erica Vance. He will be with Erica Vance, right? She will make sure that she is not just the president of Turning Point USA on some Black Widow shit. She is going to be right next to the president. They're gonna get Usha up out of there. They're gonna get look. we got a whole Tepper in the we got a no Tepper in the building, y'all. What the fuck? So you know you're doing something right when they sending the bots from Botswana to disrupt the motherfucking conversation. You do know that, right? You do know that you tapping in when the bots from Botswana, when they not coming around, when Agent Smith and them is not showing up, then it's a boring build. You know what I mean? You're not really exposing them, but they getting in their feelings when you start tapping their chin and calling it white women entertainment. Nah, nigga, you hit a nerve. You know what I mean? You hit a nerve. You know what I'm saying? That's they Nordic queens and whatnot. Check this out. Check this out. Shabbat shalom, nigga. There you go, Gooner. Go goon on that. You know what I'm talking about? Shabbat shalom, nigga. Shabbat shalom. Go ahead. WWE, White Women Entertainment. Shabbat shalom. Go in the locker room with your hero. But she's getting cooked tonight, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing that they could do to save her. Oh, no. Huh. Oh, no. It's definitely going down. Let us continue, please.
This straight. The wife who had the most motive, who got the $50 million inheritance or insurance payout, the one that was tied to the foreign country that made the husband an offer he couldn't refuse, is not the number one suspect and has the cell phone that should have been in evidence for the trial that she's saying stop asking questions about and is just guilty. And no one's asking any questions. I mean, this is seriously a Chinese microdrama at this point. And keep in mind, it's for purely entertainment purposes, and I would never do what y'all are thinking. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, folks. I mean, in every case, the spouse is the number one suspect. And acting the way that the spouse is acting right now, you're not thinking Bride of Chucky? Because I'm thinking Bride of Chucky at this point. I mean, there's no way. I mean, disputing everything that the man said when the fact that he felt threatened, the fact that a foreign country was doing whatever they were doing. I mean, this is not playing out like, I mean...
Él no va a decir nada.
Él no va a decir nada.
Bueno, señores, nos queda poco tiempo y así ya para cerrar todo esto, Gracie.
Like people in the military that I thought were forthright, people that were journalists that I thought were forthright. I just am so let down, and I don't think I would have been able to handle if Tucker Carlson was among those people.
So, Woman of the Year, Player of the year, most improved MVP, most valuable player of the year, most improved player of the year. Huh? What do we give Candace? And I was also speaking about the TV show The Boys yesterday, and I wasn't able to get to my point. Please go and Google Sister Sage. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull up Sister Sage. You want to talk about main character? You want to talk about a doppelganger? You want to talk about somebody who literally is, you know, you're playing the role of somebody to the T, right? Sister Sage, the TV show The Boys, the one who got Homelander out of that hot ass water. Okay. Now she don't look like Candace, but they are they're definitely twins. Let's check this out. Hold on. Here's Sister Sage, right? This is Sister Sage from The Boys. Okay. Here's Sister Sage. She made her debut in the last season that came out, and she stole the show. She's the smartest person on earth, I think. Hold on, what's up? Yeah, she's the world's smartest person. She has super intelligence, right? But she's very sinister, okay? She's very sinister, okay? She established herself as a cunning and manipulative force, advising Homelander on how to consolidate power and take down his opposition. What the fuck was she doing with Charlie Kirk? She'll even say it. What the hell was she doing with Charlie Kirk? Yeah, Sage is a freak too. Sage is very articulate. She's very cunning, and she's mad freaky, right? Hello. What do you see when you look at young Candace? Right? Super intelligence, wild cunning, and she literally did everything that they just said that Sage did with Homelander. She did that with Charlie Kirk. Now, if Charlie Kirk faked his death, she told him how to do it. She told him how to, quote unquote, and they probably was like, yo, we're going to play this shit, because ultimately the big play is the Kirk play. You know, the big play is the Kirk play. It's not about the living human being Charlie Kirk. It's what they're going to create out of the idea of Charlie Kirk. It's not Charlie Kirk. It's the idea of Charlie Kirk that y'all let manifest. Nobody disputed it, and he got to get out of this. They let him through the portal because nobody stopped him from going through the portal. Why would he fake his death? Who the fuck knows? But she was to Charlie Kirk what Sage was to Homelander. She helped him consolidate power at the turning point. Remember, she was in the beginning of it. She was his advisor, and she helped him take down his opposition. And he would confide in her who his ops were. That's why she has all of the dirt, because she was the confidant and she was the confide. She was the one. And then when Erica came in, she was stopping him from confiding in his confidant and shutting her off from having this intel that Charlie was giving to her. He was telling her who was doing what, who wasn't doing what, da 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 da. And then when he got with the woman, when he got with his wife, Erica, of course, as you can see with her energy and just the way I know a Erica Kirk in real life. I know a Erica Kirk. So I understand that energy fully when I see it. So she was wild jealous and was blocking Candace, and that probably is going to come out and whatnot. But yeah, that what was going on. You know, that's what was going on. But we could continue.
Most people wouldn't recognize if they were talking to a literal snake, exactly like wouldn't recognize if they were talking to a literal snake, exactly like
backlash. Right? I've never seen so many women coming for another woman, right? That's the Candace effect. Did you see the army of women coming after Erica fucking Kirk, bro? They crashed the internet. All it took for her to, yeah, Candace got a white husband. You damn fucking right she does. The fuck you asking that for? Like, yeah, she got a cracker. She divested. Nigga. Sister Sage was getting cracked by a white boy. In the TV show, Sister Sage was getting cracked by a white boy. She was telling him put a hammer in her ear. Yeah, she got a white boy. You damn right she do. This guy looks like T.I. and Snoop's baby. Nigga, I must be going viral. They must have me live in the fucking trailer park. You know what I mean? Over there by in the upside down world next to motherfucking what's that shit today? They got me live in the trailer park somewhere. I got all of these motherfucking country singers on this line, man. I'm lit. I got Jelly. What's the nigga? Jelly rolling them niggas. I got Jelly rolling these niggas on my line. They must be beaming me from motherfucking Hawkins County in the trailer park, nigga. They got me on a big screen. You're gonna be high yelling racist. T.I. and Snoop, nigga. Yeah, and she got a white Jewish husband at that, and he from the UK, and he got money. He come from. That's why I said before, triple operative more than likely. But she was able to, quote unquote, set off her army. That's her army that's cooking. That's her army that's cooking Erica Kirk. This is the Candace army. You feel me? She got an army, yo. They banging for her. You know what I'm talking about? She raised up a whole army. Check it out.
Most people wouldn't recognize if they were talking to a literal snake, exactly like Eve didn't in the garden. A lot of these celebrities struggle to not actively shapeshift when they're speaking. She's one of the most obvious ones, and nobody talks about it.
Seeing that both of us were in Israel at the same time. But nothing is by coincidence. Coincidence.
That lady's dangerous, bro.
So we have the deceptive serpent in Eden. The Antichrist is also going to be an ancient
Yo, the Bible thumpers, my nigga. The Bible yo, y'all rapture is here. Do you know that y'all rapture? You know that y'all getting raptured right now. The Bible thumpers, this is like the biggest soap opera for them, nigga. This is end time soap operas. This is the end of the world meets All My Children, nigga. They are in them trailer parks eating motherfucking pork rinds, having the time of their lives.
Proverbs says the lizard you can hold in your hands is in kings' palaces. Jesus calls the Pharisees broods of vipers and serpents and says that they've created dens where snakes dwell of thieves. Nothing I'm going to show you is edited. You can go and slow the videos down and look at these yourself. I could see it just watching the video, but just to show you guys, look at the teeth. This woman has like a perfect like veneer type smile. Her teeth should not be doing this. And the eyes. Every single video I see of her, her eyes shift to this up and down reptilian eye constantly. Remember, this is what a snake eye looks like. So just take note of her eye color and what her eyes look like. That's weird, her eyes are yellow. I'm sorry, but if you don't see what's wrong with these, they are literally reptilian. They're up and down like almonds, and they're yellow. I mean, you don't have to have sharp discernment to look at these and be like, okay, this is weird. And when you go frame by frame, the majority of them, her teeth are like razor sharp. This eye is yellow, and that one's red and like reptilian when she has bright blue eyes. What is going on with the mouth? The mouth and the eyes. A lot of times when she's speaking, she gets like these glowing type things. And yeah, I know I sound crazy, But that's the gag of it, is that you sound crazy for pointing it out, but it's very clearly happening. You guys can go and look at the footage yourself. I didn't do anything special to it. Her teeth are different in every single frame. Like, come on. If you don't see this, I don't know what to tell you. Look at the teeth. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. They are literally snake eyes. I mean, come on. People tend to make a metaphor out of the Genesis story because they don't believe that serpents can actually shapeshift. I think it's very literal. I think that Eve was deceived by a shape-shifting reptilian. That makes way too much sense for me to personally deny it.
I do too. I do too, sis. I believe the same fucking thing, man. You're on to something. You're on to something.
Why are we being blatantly lied to?
So we got Erica Kirk linked to Epstein.
Why are we being blatantly lied to by so many different people? I hate to have to even make this video. I don't care what side anybody's on. We should all want the truth. So I know I just talked about this last night in detail, but some pretty big things have come out since then. Like Frank completely contradicting what Erica just said.
But he was not messaging people the day before saying, I'm gonna be murdered, they're coming after me, someone's going to kill me. He didn't say that. And I have his cell phone.
Hold that thought.
He wrote me this: please pray for me. I'm under the gun on something right now. Prayers appreciated. I texted him and I said, I hope you've increased your security detail. He texted me back. He said, quote, I have. I know they want me dead. And I don't know who he meant by they.
And it's just madness that he's come out saying that Candace is lying, but Candace is saying the same thing. She even said that Andrew Colvette messaged her.
And I can tell you 1000% that Andrew Colvette told me the night before Charlie was murdered that Charlie Kirk texted him and said they are going to kill me.
So allegedly, she received a text before, allegedly Frank received a text before, and allegedly a whole bunch of people on Twitter were messaged allegedly by Charlie saying that he thinks something's going to happen to him. So why in the world are we being told there's no suspicion, don't worry about it, there is no one in danger, when we already saw the danger?
Man. Erica. God bless America. You feel me? They was gonna try to dangle this woman in front of y'all. They were gonna try to dangle this woman in front of y'all like she's some type of fucking celebrity, or they were gonna try to push this woman in front of y'all like she's some type of authority or some shit. I promise you, they was gonna try to do that.
This is our last warning for what is about to unfold as biblical end times.
So Candace wins by default because every single white ring, all of the people on the right side that was trying to shit on Candace, they got to eat shit, and they're all making videos throwing Erica Kirk under the bus, admitting that they were fucking wrong, and they have to kiss the ring of a black woman in 2025, y'all. Understand how crazy that is as we wind down the calendar year, and the entire right wing, all of them, all of the Trumpers, everybody from that side has to kiss the fucking ring of a black woman named Candace, bro. That's crazy. There's no other rings to kiss. All of them other rings got pawned. But you used to talk down on Candace too, dope, bro. Oh, I got him. Look at that. I bet this nigga's in the room like, got him. Yeah, we already talked about that. We've gone through the fucking Candace motions over the months, family. You where the fuck have you been? You haven't been in class, nigga. You're just showing up late. We've been dealing with that. We've been coming to all type of conclusions as to how we're gonna steer this boat. And what we've come to the conclusion is that while we don't necessarily support Candace in the acts that she has propelled in the in the past, the enemy of my enemy is my ally while we at war. You know what I'm talking about? And we'll talk about what she's doing without having to be fake mad like you niggas be out there with your fake ass, with your fake outrage and all of this stupid shit. You know what I'm talking about? And I've also admitted on the show that I would love to speak to Candace. I would love to sit down and build with her and have a what do they call that? A meeting of the minds. A meeting of the minds. You feel me? She's smarter than a lot of you niggas. You know? And to be honest with you, I don't trust her as far as I could throw her. You know what I'm talking about? I don't trust her as far as I could throw her. But she's working. She's doing necessary evil. You know? She's doing a necessary evil. And that's cooking these people. And, you know, that's also raising awareness about certain things. But yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Reality is destroying Candace is destroying your reality view. Not one proof she claims right. Okay. The necessary anti-hero. You know? The necessary anti-hero. You feel me? Yeah. I need you niggas to get upset in the chat. Go ahead, crash out. Go and crash out. Those are the people who are never honest about anything. The minute you even speak one level of favorability on what they perceive, that's my no, it's not.
Warning for what is about to unfold as biblical end time supernatural leaders are revealing themselves one by one, and our demise is now 100% certain. People were terrified after 19 new skin-crawling photos from Epstein's computer was just released, showing not only the disturbing conditions that were left for his victims, but what was shown was exactly predicted in the Bible, with verse 1 King 14 warning of when dark leaders start to show publicly where they do their rituals that hurt children. Haunting images show a child's dentist chair alongside dark hallways, dark basements, and empty bathrooms, except lotion and tissues, with verse Ephesians 5:11 cautioning of the elite engaging in wickedness and that judgment will come right after, and we only have a week left. As the oversight committee who released these photos claimed that there are about 95,000 others, with each one more disturbing than the last, to be released by December 19th. Many believe we are starting to see the many different Antichrist figures emerge, but what do you think?
95,000 pictures. 95,000 pictures, he just said. And they all got to come out by Friday. Right? So now you have all of these shootings taking place. They had 2 shootings in one day. Right? They're going to turn the fuck up because they are doing everything in their powers to stop these 95,000 pictures from coming out. And we've already explained the real smoking gun in the Epstein case is the scientists, the quote unquote technocrats, and the Silicon Valley VCs, venture capitalists, and people like that. That's who they don't want you to know about the AI godfather on Epstein Island. They don't want you to know about the genetic scientists, the biogenetic scientists. That's who they want to hide. It's not the entertainers and the government officials.
Leaders start to show publicly where they do their rituals that hurt children. Haunting images show a child's dentist chair along.
So this is not a dentist chair, right? They already debunked that. That's not a dentist chair. That's some other shit going on. You feel me? So this is where they were doing a lot of their rituals inside of that room, and they would put those masks on that they have on the wall while they do whatever they were doing, extracting, whether they were extracting DNA, ovaries, eggs, whatever they were doing, it was dealing with it was dealing with the removal or the quote unquote augmentation of human bodies. Okay, human bodies. Experimentation in the ritual room at the same time, right? This is not they already debunked it. This was not a dentist chair. This is not the dentist chair setup, and that is not a dentist chair. The dentist came out and was like, that is not our chair. Okay, extraction rooms, right? going down basements, dark basements, and they said the rituals were taking place underground.
Dark basements and empty bathrooms, except lotion and tissues, with verse Ephesians 5:11 cautioning of the elite engaging in wickedness, and that judgment will come right after, and we only have a week.
These niggas are so Christian. And it's coming right from your fucking church, nigga. These Christians are so goddamn morally conscious, but the whole church is out here raping children, but they don't even want to. They want to talk about. See, Epstein for them is their way to dodge the shit that's going on in their own church. So Epstein becomes their projection. Let's crack this case. No, nigga, crack the case about the people in your mother. In your church, fam, and in your family, and in your town, like they too invested in the shit, bro. They too invested in it when their hands are wild dirty. They come from families and religions and backgrounds where all of that shit is prevalent. Cut it out.
The shooter's name searched in Tel Aviv 15 hours before the Bondi Beach massacre even happened. Yeah, let that sit for a second. Look, here's exactly what nobody wants to say out loud.
Another situation that has all of the hallmarks of, I'm not going to call it a false flag. I'm not going to call it a false flag. What I will call it is, this is like the Terminator. Somebody is coming from the future back in time and murking niggas, and they doing it as school shootings to cover their motherfucking tracks. So I feel like somebody, I think this is some John O'Connor shit that's going on with these killings. That's how I feel. But let's go.
Mass shooting happens at a Jewish festival for Hanukkah in Sydney. At the exact same time, Google Trends shows people, multiple searches in Tel Aviv, searching the shooter's full name the day before the attack. Same pattern as the DC National Guard shooter. Same pattern as Tyler Robinson with Charlie Kirk. Name searched before events happen. Almost like someone is reading the script before the actors hit the stage. Coincidence or coordination? Comment scroll if you want the scroll scan that explains why you're seeing patterns everyone else pretends not to. Look, 4 police stood there for 20 minutes while people were being executed. 20 minutes. A father of 2, fruit shop owner, unarmed, ran straight into gunfire and disarmed a shooter before cops did anything. Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me how ASIO knew one of the attackers 6 years ago linked to ISIS, but somehow didn't consider him an immediate threat. Tell me why every witness story contradicts the official narrative already being pushed. Look, when civilians are the only ones acting like heroes, that's not chaos, that's choreography. Comment scroll and I'll show you how to read these events the way Scroll Law reads them without the blindfold. Look, we're watching a world where timing glitches give away the mechanism.
So you take the gun from somebody that just was unaliving mad people, you point it at the person, but you don't fire it. You didn't stop that man. You didn't take him down. You didn't man down that person. What's going on here? That don't even look right.
Searches before events, narratives pre-written, heroes emerging where institutions collapse. This is not about left or right, religion or race. It's about who writes reality and thinks you will never question the timestamps. Look, the moment you see the script, you stop being the audience. And this Bondi Beach anomaly, it's not the first and it won't be the last. But once you learn how to read the scroll behind the headlines, you'll never unsee it.
Pam Bondi, Bondi Beach, like it's just too much. It's too much. Pam Bondi, Bondi Beach.
Recognize if they were talking to a literal snake, exactly like evil.
Bondi Beach. So here's Brown University right here. This is all on the same day, fam. All on the same day. They turned the fuck up. All on the same day, right? So what happened this day that they were covering all of this up, that they had 2 massacres in one day?
Police! Promise police! Hands up, hands! Roberts, please! Everybody's hands. Hands, 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 hands. Hands, hands, hands. Everybody get your hands. Hands, hands, hands. Hands, hands. Just keep your hands up for us. Obviously, there's something going on. We're here to help you. Just listen to what we have to say, okay?
Put your hands up. We're here to help you. Come on now. Put your hands up. We're here to help you guys. Hit the motherfucking floor. We're here to help. Is that right? That's how y'all doing it? Okay. I'm good.
And this is on the whole Bondi attack because it's connected to the Browns University attack that happened in America. They were pretty much on the same day, and how Candace Owens is connected to all of this as well, because I've always said to you guys that Candace Owens is a character, and he is a whistleblower. There's many whistleblower characters out there. They're controlled opposition. So that's why a lot of people respect this character, because this character is talking a lot of truth, spread with some lies and an agenda behind it. Like I said, a whistleblower. And Candace Owens let people know on a tweet that in the second week of December, there was going to be a 9/11 sort of attack. That tweet in itself should show you that everything is strategically planned and everything is connected. All the governments are one government, you know? So that we should all be knowing this by now. But everything is here to distract. There's massive things that are about to come out. So these two events, the Brown University one was no coincidence, and the Bondi one was no coincidence. There's many agendas that are playing out right now. The whole Zionist agenda is playing out. The whole World War III agenda is playing out. And also, what happened last year at Bondi Junction was a psychological event where there were that stabbings that happened. You know, everything is strategically planned. And in Bondi, that Bondi is one of the places they picked because Bondi is very low in frequency. It might not feel like that to people that live there, but it actually is very low in frequency. So they can do these sort of events there. You could tell it was a psychological operation event because in the Bondi Junction that happened last year, we got to see the video of the guy stabbing those people. And we never really get to see videos and stuff of this sort of shit. And then got fast forward to this year with the whole Bondi shooting with the two gunmen. We got to see everything again. And it's just like, that's how you can tell. It's energy harvesting. They want people to see it. They want people to be on a low frequency of it because when the fuck do we ever see videos of this sort of shit? You know what I mean? They want it. It was planned. It was strategically planned. So we saw it, just like the Bondi Junction stabbing attack that happened.
So we are going to go further and further down the rabbit hole. I don't even feel like we've begun. We literally are just scratching the surface, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get metaphysical and occult with it. Starting next week from Monday on, we going in. We're going to go very deep. We're going to go very dark. We're going to go, you really got to break out your pins in your past because we're going a little, we're going to go down the rabbit hole. You know, it's time to teach. It's time to teach. So we see the psyops. We see the energy harvesting. We see the program. We see what they're doing. Now let's break that shit down. Now let's make sense of it. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We finna go in. On Friday, December the 19th, we have a 3-day event in Atlanta called the Winter Solstice Strong In. The Winter Solstice Strong In. And on Friday, we are going to open it up with our good brother, Chicago Crypto. We're going to be talking about the crypto. Let's go.
When the market crashes, he rises from the blocks. Get ready. Pay us in the Crypto 2.0. Pay us in the Crypto 2.0.
Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, we're going to be doing a workshop on Friday. Then Saturday, Spence City has his workshop dealing with AI and real estate. And then Sunday, Ross Ben and Ra Aku. This is all going to be at Spence City headquarters, which is in East Point, ATL. We want y'all to be in the building. There's 50 tickets available for each day. You know what I'm talking about? So we can accommodate a nice amount of people. So we don't want too many people because we don't want to lose. We want to be able to have a nice group of people so we can lock in and get shit done. You know what I mean? This is a workshop. We're doing things. So we need y'all in the building. All right. We should have Ra Aku in the building tomorrow. So look out for that, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thank you for your time tonight, your energy, your attendance, your attention, and your engagement in the chat. I appreciate every single one, even the bots from Botswana. Y'all made me laugh, man. Y'all crazy as fuck. You know what I'm talking about? Them bots are short-circuited, man. Y'all crashing out. They got bots from Botswana crashing out and whatnot. We must do something good tonight. So with that being said, peace, love, and light. Thank you all for your time. And I pray that you have a wonderful, strong end coming up. Lock in. But we'll see you on Melanin Monday. Make sure y'all are in the building. With that being said, peace.
Vegas and crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist pump, you stay up and dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped nose. Acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at pistols, causing chaos and play up calypso. I pause in kitchens and caused addictions. I pause prescriptions and cause inflictions. Lil Bixby playing in stores and bricks and on the dark web. You gotta pause every doors, cause encryptions. Tesla engines, pause the pistons. I seen every floor I leave sore and listing. For that action, they sponsored the Bronson. They was hooked on that shit like Johnson and Johnson. That freeway, Ricky Ross, straight out of Compton, straight out of Bumpton. Red on blue, violence in the land. The projection of the will, the perfection of the kill, the reflection of the pills. I'm a frontline soldier, I'm no doja. These crystals not from Vegas and crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist pump, you stay up and dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets lips now. Acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at pistols, causing chaos and play up calypso. Hickory dickory dock. Hit a lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot. Lick off a shot. Heavy in the pedal, we slip off a knot. Heavy in the ghetto, they crib walk a lot. Crib walk the crypto, lift off the stocks. Drips off the crystal and pots. Disco rods in the blocks on my chain from the crystal shop. In the light air, lift off the rock. Toe from the right chain on my block. White paint on my socks. White paint on my socks. Hickory dickory dock. Hit the lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot. Lick off a shot, we lick off a shot. Vegas and crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist pump, you stay up and dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco, and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snips now. Acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at pistols, causing chaos and play up calypso.